Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
సార్ మీది వీడియో బ్లర్ గా కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
అవును మేడం. బెటర్ ఇది
Hi,
ఆఫ్
sir.
చేస్తే బెటర్ అనుకుంటా. ఓకే. ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ఆన్ చేయండి సార్. మేబీ నెట్వర్క్ స్లో అయ్యింది.
అది స్లోగా ఉన్నట్టుందండి.
ఎస్ సార్. నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓకే సార్. ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే మ్యామ్. రైట్ మ్యామ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
Shall we start, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Sir, a very good afternoon, respected Shivaram sir, Anil sir, and Aishwarya sir. Today's our session resource persons and all principals, directors, and dear participants.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, madam. You're audible, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to all. Yes, sir. A very good afternoon all. Welcome to the second day of our workshop. I hope you all found day one sessions are very insightful and useful. I think you some key away points you have catched. And once I'll review today's sessions. Today we are having 4 sessions. The first session is problem solving and algorithms by Shivaram sir. And second one is web designing by Anil sir. And third one is pathway to computing on network and also network and security by Professor R. Rajeshwar Rao sir. And third one is by Dr. Hema. And total you are having 4 sessions by today. And without any delay, we will drive right to the first session of today. That is problem solving and algorithm by Sri R.D.V. Shivaram Garu, Assistant Professor of CSC, also Officer in charge of Library and Public Relation Officer of JNTU, Gurjat Vijayanagaram. Sir, Shivaram sir, please welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your introduction and nice
you,
introduction.
Very
Okay.
small introduction, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. That's enough, ma'am. That's enough for us. Okay.
Please,
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. So let me share my presentation first. Is this visible to you all? My presentation is visible to all? Can someone please? Hello?
Sir, just your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Presentation
Not the presentation. Okay.
Your screen is visible, sir.
So are you able to see any content, ma'am?
No, sir. Your
No.
video is visible.
Okay. Okay. So let me check. Madam, hello. Madam,
sir,
is
yes,
it visible
sir,
now?
visible, sir. Yes, sir, visible.
PPT.
Sir.
PPT is visible or not?
PPT is visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Right. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Hema Madam Garu and other dignitaries, and also my dear student friends. Welcome to this second day of workshop on computing for freshers. Okay. In this first session, we are going to learn something about problem solving and algorithms. Here is my presentation outline. In this particular 1 hour or so, we are going to discuss these topics: introduction to problem and problem solving, basic concepts in algorithms, types of algorithms, and how to analyze the time complexity, and some of the strategies for problem solving. Some of the common strategies that we are going to discuss. It's relatively is a vast subject actually, but let me try to confine these topics within the stipulated time that is given by the organizers. So let us start with the fundamental question. When we talk about problem solving and algorithms, the fundamental question that comes to our mind is what is a problem? What a problem is. Okay, so we need to know what a problem is. Please remember when we talk about problems here, we are not discussing the general problems that we encounter in our real life. Okay, so here we are talking about the computational problems, problems which can be solved by computers. Okay, so there are problems which cannot be solved by computers that we will see in the later slides. So let us have a brief review of what a problem is. Okay, so as you can see there, the definition goes like this: a situation, task, or challenge that requires a solution. So that means anything that demands a solution is called a problem. For example, scheduling tasks to meet deadlines, finding the shortest path to a destination, allocating resources efficiently, searching and sorting. These two are two very fundamental problems in computer science. Okay, so anything that challenges a solution that demands a solution is called a problem. So each and every problem in computational complexity, each and every problem possesses some characteristics. Okay, so the characteristics are listed out here. So it should have a clearly defined goals. Each and every problem must have a result. Some solutions would be there, no? Like if you take the a problem like finding the given digit is even or odd, finding the given number is even or odd. What is the result? It is a decision like whether the given number is, if it is an even number, we say it is yes. Otherwise, we say no. So it should have a definite goal, definite rule, goal or objective. And the second characteristic is it should have a starting point and some ending point. The starting point or initial condition must be specified. Okay. The starting condition for the even or odd problem is like it may ask the user to enter the number. That may be the starting point. And finally, it is declaring whether the number is even or odd. That is the final point, final state we can say. Some problems, they may impose some rules or limitations on while solving the problem. These are said to be constraints. Constraints is another characteristics of a problem. Okay, some problems uh, may ask you like you have to get the solution by following these rules, or you have to your solution must meet these limitations, must address these limitations like that. So we will see one such problem in the later slides. And the fourth characteristic is possible solutions. A problem may have multiple ways to approach that problem, multiple solutions to that problem. There are many ways to solve a particular problem. For example, if you take sorting problem, arranging the elements in ascending or descending order, arranging the given elements in ascending or descending order, that can be done in several ways. Multiple ways are there. Like we have different sorting techniques and different procedures and different algorithms that we have, like bubble sort, insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort. Okay, if I ask you something, then each one of you could do it in a different way. Each one is a solution from different students or different persons. Like, so when you have multiple solutions, the other criteria or the other characteristics comes into picture, evolution criteria. We have to judge the efficiency and correctness of a solution. Whether like when you have four, you come up with four answers, and we have to check whether the four answers are correct or not. Which one is efficient one? So obviously we'll look for the efficient one. Okay, these are the characteristics of a problem. There are five characteristics. Clearly, it should have a clearly defined goals, and it should start with a given state, and it may have constraints, possible solutions, and evolution criteria. So let us try to understand with the help of uh, a puzzle or a problem, right? So there is a famous puzzle called monks and cannibals problem. I think you might have heard about this puzzle or a problem. Okay, the problem statement goes like this: three monks and three cannibals need to cross a river using a boat. The boat can carry only two individuals at a time. So this is constant. The boat can carry only two individuals at a time. At any point on either bank, the number of cannibals cannot exceed the number of monks. This is another constraint. What is the objective? What is the result or goal? Safely transport all individuals across the river without violating the constraint. So how to address this problem? So it has a clearly given problem statement and clearly given constraints and clearly given objective. Okay. So we need to find out a solution for this. So that is what we call problem solving. So try to arrive different solutions, different ways to reach the objective of this particular problem. So you can better understand by looking at this picture. Three missionaries, and three missionaries means monks, and three cannibals. The cannibals means, like in Telugu they are called as Naramamsa Bhaksakulu. They want to get to the other side of a river. There is a small boat. That boat can carry only two persons. So there can never be more cannibals than missionaries together. How could all of them get safely across the river? Now let us try to understand the characteristics of this problem. So it has a defined, like the very first characteristic is defined goals. It should have defined goals. The first, I mean, the defined goal here is move all monks and cannibals across the river safely. And give it state. The second characteristic is all monks and cannibals. The initial state is all monks and cannibals are on one side of the river. The final state is all are on the opposite side. Okay, they have to safely cross the river. So the constraints imposed on this problem are boat capacity. Boat can carry only two persons. And the second constraint is monks must always outnumber or equal cannibals on each side. So possible solutions are, you like if you want to solve this problem, each one may start with two monks and two cannibals. Each one may start with two monks like that. Okay, we'll get different sequences. No, after getting all the sequences, once you arrive at the solution, we need to evaluate the solution. We need to evaluate in the sense we need to find out the efficient solution. So how to measure the efficiency? Like minimizing the number of trips. In this particular case, minimizing the number of trips taken by the boat while ensuring the safety of the monks and cannibals. Now, so after defining the problem and problem characteristics, let us move on to the important topic, that is problem solving. Okay, so what is problem solving? The process of working through details of a problem to reach a solution. So problem solving is nothing but it is a process through which a problem can be solved. The process of working through details of a problem to reach a solution. Okay, so it has a predefined steps, like first, if you want to solve a problem, first you need to identify the problem. So there is a saying that if you identify I mean, if you understand the problem, identifying and understanding the problem, uh, then half of the problem will be automatically solved. The answer will automatically come. Like if you understand the question properly, then half of the problem is already solved. So identifying the problem is the first step. Then you need to analyze the problem. You need to find out what are the constraints, what are the limitations of the problem, and how to address them. Later on, you have to generating solutions. As I told you earlier, there are multiple solutions uh, may be possible. Then we need to evaluate those solutions and different options or alternatives. Finally, we need to implement the best solution. So you people, like as a first year engineering graduates, you might have heard about these three terms: algorithm, pseudocode, and program. So you need to know the difference between these three. So in the later slides, I will explain what is algorithm, what is pseudocode, and what is program. Here, the last point, that is implementing the best solution, means finally we need to write a program. Okay, so write a program. Program is nothing but sequence of instructions that can be executed by a computer, right? So we need to give instructions to the computer in such a way that that problem can be solved. So what is the importance of problem solving? So it is a very fundamental skill for programmers. It is used in all areas of computer science nowadays. Like everyone, irrespective of whether you are studying computer science or IT or some other branch, everyone is using computers, no? Like where you want to solve your problems by using a computer, you want to write programs. So you need these problem solving skills. That is very, very essential. If you want to like if you want to appear for competitive examinations or competitive interviews, you have to have these skills. People will ask you how to solve a particular problem. Then if you know these steps, problem solving steps, then obviously you'll be ahead of the others. So moreover, it improves critical thinking and logical reasoning. So every problem requires these two key things: critical thinking and logical reasoning. Unless until you open your mind, you think about the problem, you cannot come across the solution. So that will obviously, it will improve your logical skills and reasoning skills. And it is most important for developing efficient algorithms. If you know how to solve a problem, then you can create good algorithms, better algorithms. Now we'll move on to the algorithms. So what is in problem solving? The one of the important step is designing a good algorithm. So what is algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but set of instructions that is used to solve a particular problem. So it is very, very important. A sequence of steps to accomplish or to solve a particular problem. So that is what we call an algorithm. So if there is a problem, there should be an algorithm. That algorithm must be converted into a program so that that program can be executed with the help of a computer, so that we can get the solution for the problem. So that is what we call computing. So for example, uh, let us take an example for the algorithm: recipe for cooking a meal, how to make a meal. So for that, you need to follow some steps. Okay, first you need to purchase the vegetables or rice or something like that, and you have to wash them and you have to chop them and you have to cook them like that. There are some sequence of steps, no? Some order you need to follow. These sequence of steps finally will produce a meal. Okay, that is the end result or the objective of that algorithm. So this is a very important step in problem solving. You need to devise or design good algorithms. Okay. So I'm emphasizing that there are multiple algorithms may exist. Okay. Finding out a good algorithm, an efficient algorithm is very, very important. Like if I ask a question to you, like some may answer within 1 or 2 seconds. Some may take 10 seconds. Some may take 1 hour. Some may take maybe one day or 2 days, like that. So efficiency comes first. Like, so whoever gives the answer within 10 seconds or 1 second will be considered as efficient as far as the computational complexity is concerned. So all these algorithms, like 2 seconds algorithm and 10 seconds algorithm or 1 hour algorithm or 1 day algorithm, everyone will give the same result. But in terms of the efficiency, obviously we'll consider the first one. So whichever takes the 2 seconds, that will be considered as a good algorithm. So how to analyze these algorithms? So we'll see there are some a systematic theory is there, so that we will discuss. So characteristics of good algorithms. Each and every algorithm must possess some characteristics. So the very first characteristic is clear and unambiguous. So each and every step algorithm, it is a sequence of steps. No, each and every step in the algorithm must be clear. It should be precise and unambiguous. Unambiguous in the sense there should not be any dilemma in executing that step. Okay. So there is no second thought. Okay. If that instruction is there, this should come. I mean, this should be the partial result for that instruction or something like that. There is no next thought or something like unambiguous. It should not be, it should not create any dilemma. Okay. It should be definite, deterministic, and unique. The next step must be deterministic and unique. And your algorithm must be finite number of steps. It should contain finite number of steps. Finite in the sense it may contain some say 10 steps or 100 steps or 1000 steps, or it may be 1 lakh steps. It must be countable. It must be countable, right? Number of steps must be less. Okay. So obviously the good algorithms will contain less number of steps. So it should be countable. Here finite means countable number of steps. And the third characteristic is it should produce a result. It should produce a result. Whether that result is correct or not, that is immaterial. It should produce a result. There is in computational theory, there is a problem called halting problem. Whenever we give some, whenever we give a program to a computer, the computer must run that program and it must halt. At least it must halt whether it may produce right result or the desired result or not. That is, that's not a question. It should halt first. So for some problems, your computer may not solve some of the problems. For these problems, your computer may not stop. It will keep on running. Okay, it will never terminate. It will enters into something called infinite loop. Okay, so such algorithms will not produce any result. Your program or your algorithm may not terminate. It will keep on running years and years together. So such algorithms are of no use. So it has to produce a result, whether it is a good result or a desired result or a bad result. That's it must produce some result. Okay, so it should stop, it should terminate. And the next characteristic is it should be effective. Effective in the sense it has to use resources in a reasonable way. Okay, if there are multiple resources and it has to use them in an effective way. Then like one example is like in today's we have in our mobile phones we have quad core, hexa core, octa core. Quad core CPUs means you'll be having 4 CPUs. Hecta core like 16 CPUs, octa core 8 CPUs like that. So when you have multiple CPUs available, there is a chance of multitasking or multi-programming. So more than one job can be executed simultaneously. Okay, whenever there are multiple resources are available, why don't you use them in an effective way so that the like the program can be executed in a quick manner. And the other characteristic is efficient, minimizes resource uses. Even though there are plenty of resources are available, we have to minimize the number of resources uses. These are the characteristics of good algorithms. It should be unambiguous. It should contain finite number of steps, must produce a result, and it should be effective and efficient. Now let us look into the an example. So like you people might be aware of this. I told you earlier, no, there are two fundamental problems in computer science. One is searching, the other one is sorting. So let us take this searching case. So searching is a process in which, like, uh, from the given data, from the given list of items, we need to find out whether a particular item is part of the list or not. So for that, we have different approaches and different algorithms, different ways to solve this problem. So the problem here is, given list of elements, we need to find out whether a particular element is present, exists or not. So for example, as you can see in the slide, so I have taken eight elements. They are stored in an array. The 8 elements are 7. I mean the numbers. The first element is 7. Second element is 15. 1, 12, 4, 6, like that, 9 and 8. And their indexes are shown. The array indexes are shown below the contents of the array, 0 to 7. So there are 8 elements. There are 8 elements. Okay. So one approach to solve this problem is, say suppose out of these 8 elements, I want to find out whether a particular element called 6, number 6 is available or not. So my key value is 6 here. So element to be searched is 6. Now let us start with the first approach. This first approach is called linear search. As the name implies, linear means we'll linearly match the key element with the element that is under consideration of the array. So we'll consider the key element. We'll compare the key element with the very first element. If there is a match found, then we'll return that. Otherwise, we'll compare it with the next element. Okay. If there is no match, we'll compare it with the next element. Like that, we'll proceed. So if you observe here, so 6 is compared against the first element, that is 7 in the array. So 6 is not equals to 7. So it is compared against the next element, that is 15. So still no match. Then 6 is compared against 1. Then 6 is compared against 12. Then 6 is compared against 4. And 6 is compared against 6. Now 6 is equals to 6. So it will return what? It will return its index, the matched element index, that is 5, the position 5. That means the required element is positioned at index 5. Okay, so we have a successful search actually. So how many comparisons it took? It has taken 6 comparisons. Okay, 6 comparisons. If your element happens to be the last element of the array, then obviously it will take n comparisons, where n is the size of the array, size of the list, or the size of the array. Okay. So in linear search, what happens is, like, if you want to look for an element out of 1024 elements, 1 KB of elements, if your element happens to be the last element, that is 1023rd element, then it will take 1022, 1023 comparisons. Roughly, it will take 1023 comparisons. So the number of comparisons is more. Now let us try to solve the same problem with a different approach. So here I'm following another sequence of steps. Okay. So my motto here is to reduce the number of comparisons. Okay. So that will obviously, it will improve the efficiency of the algorithm. We will use less number of steps, means we are efficiently using the resources. So what I'm trying to do here is, I am just like here, all my elements, my data space, it is arranged in a linear fashion in an array. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do here is, I'm going to arrange these elements in a different fashion. So as you can see here, in a hierarchical fashion, I have arranged them in a hierarchical fashion. Okay. I have completely changed the way in which the problem space appears. Earlier, it is a linear array. Now The elements are organized in a jumbled fashion. Okay, so this kind of arrangement is called a tree arrangement. More particularly, it is called binary search tree. Okay, so if you are like if you if you're coming to the higher classes, then you will learn about this binary search tree and all. Okay, the important thing that you need to observe here is I have reorganized my data, my input. So whenever you reorganize your input, let's see whether it may decrease the number of comparisons or not. Like now my key element is same. Like I want to find out whether element 6 is present in the data or not. Okay, so what I do here is I will compare my key element with the very first element of the tree of this particular structure. So the very first element, the topmost element is 9. Okay, so 6 is compared against 9. If you look at the the way of organizing these elements, all the elements which are less than 9 or exist on the left side of the structure, and all the elements which are greater than the 9 or exist on the right side of the structure. Okay, now that means since 6 is less than the root element or the first element of the tree, there is no chance of finding 6 on the right side of the structure. Okay, so you can ignore the right side of the structure and you will keep on searching on the left side only. So that means half of the problem space is reduced here. Okay, that means in the very first comparison itself, you have neglected or removed the scope for the half of the elements. Next, you are comparing it with the next element, that is 6. So 6 is compared against 6. So there is a match found. So it will return that 6 exists in this structure. So how many comparisons it takes? It took only 2 comparisons. It is compared against 9. Then next it is compared against 6. Within 2 comparisons, you could be able to find out whether 6 is there or not. Okay. So what I mean to say here is the arrangement of data plays a vital role in finding efficient solutions. Okay. So if your input is well organized, if your input is organized in line with your problem solving algorithm, then you will get an efficient time complexity or efficient uh, procedure. So what I mean to say here is like if you have 1024 elements, if they're arranged in a linear fashion, it will take at most 1023 comparisons. But if you arrange them in a tree fashion like this, 1024 elements, then it will take only 10 comparisons to find out whether a particular element of 1024 elements is exist or not. Okay, so log n comparisons, generally we call it as log n. So log n is much less than n. Okay, so binary search is an efficient algorithm when compared to linear search. Okay, now how to divide these algorithms? Like when you have like we have another algorithm called Fibonacci search, linear search, Fibonacci search, pseudo Fibonacci search. Like that, plenty of algorithms are optimal search. Plenty of algorithms are there. Things that is what we call algorithm analysis. Problem. Okay, there is a language, formal language called 1 to the power of n followed by 0 to the power of n, where n greater than or equals to 1. Okay, so that means this is a simple problem actually. Okay, so your task is to find out whether some number of ones are followed by same number of zeros or not. So that means, say suppose two number of ones followed by two numbers of zeros or not. Okay, if two number of ones followed by two number of zeros, then we say right. Otherwise, we say wrong. Accepted, not accepted. Okay. So you need to find out a general solution for this. Like if I give 1000 zeros, 1000 ones followed by say 99 zeros, then that particular input must be rejected. If I give say uh, one 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 and followed by 1,000 zeros, it must be rejected. Okay. So can you solve this type of problems? Can you devise an algorithm for this kind of problem? Okay. Whenever you have a leisure time, try to explore this. So this will obviously it will improve your logical reasoning skills, like monks and three cannibals problem and these kind of problems definitely will, like you need to come up with some solution. No, you need to find out what are the possible uh, sequence of steps that gives you a solution. Okay. Next, we'll have different types of algorithms based on the characteristics and all. They are categorized into different types. So we have recursive algorithms, iterative algorithms, dynamic programming algorithms, greedy algorithms, divide and conquer algorithms. These are different types of strategies or different types of methodologies in writing algorithms. In recursive algorithms, what happens is the problem is solved in terms of itself, in terms of itself. In iterative algorithms, the problem is solved in terms of a loop by repeating it for several times. In dynamic programming, what happens is the problem is solved with the help of suboptimal problems, suboptimal overlapping problems. In greedy algorithms, what happens is the problem is solved with the help of finding the best available solution at that particular juncture of the time. Okay, at that particular point of time, if you encounter a particular solution, we'll take it as a granted. Okay, then we'll explore the next problem like that. That is what we call greedy approach. In divide and conquer algorithms, what happens is the entire problem, maybe it is a complex problem. If that is the case, that is divided into smaller units. Okay, and each small unit will be divided into further smaller units. Then they will be conquered. Okay, small units will be like if I ask you to sort n elements, that may be divided into n by 2 and n by 2, two equal halves. Then this n by 2 is again divided into n by 4 and n by 4. Like that, we'll divide the elements we'll divide the elements up to we have only two elements in the list in each sublist. Okay. So when you have two elements in the sublist, then you can easily compare them. If they are not in order, you can like if 2 is greater than 1, if 2 and 1 are in the list, then you can reorder them 1 followed by 2 like that. Okay. So this is what we call divide and conquer algorithms. And most of the sorting algorithms like efficient sorting algorithms like merge sort, quick sort, these are comes under this technique only. So they will use the divide and conquer strategy. Okay, so let us consider a problem. Okay, and we'll try to address this problem by using different techniques. So the problem is find the largest element in an array. Pretty simple problem. Out of the given elements in an array, find the largest element. Okay, so this problem can be solved in different ways. Different ways. So one way is the technique one is sorting approach. In sorting approach, all the given elements are initially they are sorted. Sorted in the sense they are arranged in ascending order. Okay. Once they are arranged in ascending order, if the given input is arranged in ascending order, then obviously the last element, the last indexed element happens to be the largest element. Okay, it's pretty simple. All that you need to do is return the index of the last element. So I'll return the data of the last index. Okay, so that will give you the solution for the find the largest element in an array. Okay, so in this solution, what happens? First, you need to sort the elements in ascending order, then return the last element. It's pretty simple idea, but sorting is the complex part in it. And the next way is iterative approach. In this approach, initialize max with the first element. Okay, so we'll take a variable and we assume that the maximum element is the first element. Okay, then we'll compare that max with the next element. If the next element is greater than the current max element, we'll update the max element. Okay, like this, we'll iterate to all the elements in the array by updating the max. Okay, once you compare with all the elements, then the max max variable will contain the maximum element. It's a simple approach actually. Okay, iterative way. Here we'll use loops. Another famous approach is recursive approach. Recursive approach. Okay. So here what happens is we have two cases, base case and recursive case. In base case, it returns the last element if only one element remains. Otherwise, it will execute the recursive case. It will compare the current elements with the maximum of the rest of array. Okay. So recursively, it will solve. Like one great example for recursion is finding the factorial of a given number. Like if I ask to find the factorial of 4, factorial of 4 is computed in terms of factorial of 3, n into n minus 1, factorial of n into fact of n minus 1, factorial of n minus, where n is 4 here, 4 minus 1, that is 3. So factorial of 4 is computed in terms of factorial of 3. Factorial of 3 is computed in terms of factorial of 2. Factorial of 2 is computed in terms of factorial of 1. Factorial of 1 is computed in terms of factorial of 0. That is the base case. But factorial of 0 is 1. Okay, so the base case is a known case, right? So this recursive step will repeat until it encounters the base case, right? So this is another approach, recursive approach. Or else you can use the built-in functions, like utilize language specific functions, like somehow the uh, programming language libraries, they have built-in functions to find out the max element, min element, or the average of an element. There are built-in functions, you can use them. So if you compare all these techniques, there comes something called complexity of the algorithms. There are two kinds of complexity, time complexity and space complexity. Time complexity means the time taken to execute that particular algorithm. And space complexity means the amount of space required to execute that algorithm. Okay. If you want to execute any algorithm, so you need to allocate some memory for that. Okay. So that is nothing but the space, memory space. Okay. How much memory is required and how much time uh, it will take to run. So that is time complexity. For example, if you take the sorting problem, the time complexity is n time complexity is order of n, and space complexity is also order of n. It is implemented by using a separate data structure called stacks. So you need stacks to implement recursion. So it requires more space than the normal iterative or sorting approach. For built-in also order of n and order of 1. So these order of n and order of 1, they are like, will follow something called asymptotic notations. Okay, these notations are there in computational complexity theory. So it is a different subject actually. Okay, here n means the size of the input. The complexity is measured in terms of the size of the input. I mean, the time taken by the program is measured in terms of the size of the input. If the size of the input increases, then automatically it will take more time. For example, if I ask you to sort 8 elements, uh, like you people may take say 5 or 6 seconds. If I ask you to sort 1,000 elements, obviously it will take say more than 5 or 6 seconds, maybe 100 seconds or 100 minutes or 1 hour. That depends. Okay. So if the growth rate, if the size of the input increases, if the time is also increases, the relative growth rate of the time on the input size. Okay, so that is that is what we measure. So that is I mean the technological term given to that particular concept is called time complexity. So what are the algorithm design steps? So if you want to design a good algorithm, first you need to understand the problem. Then you have to come up with a plan, and you have to express the solution in a by using general English or simple English. Generally, we call it as pseudocode. Then we need to test the solution. So once you find out the solution, we need to test it. So in testing, we need to apply all the input instances randomly. It is not possible to apply each and every instance of the problem. Randomly, we'll pick or some of the instances, and we'll check whether we are getting the right result or not, whether our algorithm is I mean working properly or not. If it is not working properly, we have to refine the solution. Okay, so algorithm design is not, it's a continuous process. So every time there is a scope, like after designing the algorithm, there is a lot of scope for refinement. So nowadays, people are looking for optimized algorithms. Optimized algorithms means your algorithm must be fast instructions. Efficient instructions are very, very important here. And and it should take less memory, less space. Okay. And in some of the, like while writing programs, while writing algorithms, we need to keep all these things in our mind. Like, so always look for the effective instruction. Why I'm emphasizing this is like there are instructions. Like if you want to add two numbers, generally what we'll do, if you are familiar with C programming, we'll declare two variables, no, int a, comma b, comma sum. Sum is used to keep the result of the addition operation. Sum a goes to a plus b. Okay. So here what happens, this is not efficient code. If you use, there is a register addressing mode, like straight away, if you, instead of variables, if you use registers, then that that instruction will be more efficient uh, than the variables. Okay, in variables, what happens? You need to find out the location of the variable. From that location, you have to pick the value of the data. I mean, the value of that number, and you need to repeat that what you call that instruction cycle: fetch, decode, and execute. Fetch the operands and try to understand the instruction and then execute. Okay, if the operands are directly available on the CPU registers, they will be executed in a quicker way. So in one or more way, one or the other way, you are avoiding that instruction life cycle, fetching part and decoding part. So the best practices in problem solving are breaking down the complex problems. So this is what we call top-down approach. So whenever you have a big problem, try to break down it to sub problems, and conquer the sub problems, solve the sub problems. Finally, merge them to get the solution for the entire problem. So while narrating the algorithms, the sequence of steps, we'll use pseudocode, simple English or simple instructions. And while designing algorithms, you need to consider the edge cases also. The edge cases are first case and last case. Suppose you want to compare the very first element with the remaining elements. Okay, that is one edge case. And the last case, like the last element, like in sorting problem, you want to compare the last element with the other elements. There are no other elements. There are no next element to the last element. No. If that is the case, how do you handle that case? If there are no elements to compare, means the last element must be compared with the previous elements, not with the next element. Okay, so these are called edge cases. Okay, why I'm telling this is, while designing an algorithm, that algorithm must be a generalized algorithm. Generalized algorithm means it must be valid for all the possible input sequences. Like I told you that, I mean, I have shown you that example, no? Some number of ones followed by some number of zeros. Okay, your algorithm must solve all sequence of ones followed by the same number of zeros. So if it solves only a few instances of that problem and it doesn't solve the other instances, that means your algorithm is of no use. Okay, so problem solving is a continuous process. You have to regularly practice to obtain more skills. And these are some of the like resources for learning. Online platforms are there where you can learn more about this problem solving and algorithm design, lead code and hacker rank. And there are some books, there are plenty of books are available, introduction to algorithms by one of the book by Rima Teresa. And there are plenty of coding communities, GitHub and Stack Overflow and Kaggle. Okay, so I request every one of you, if you're interested in problem solving and algorithm design, try to focus on these learning platforms and try to write your own programs rather than getting these, I mean, the ready-made solutions which are available on the internet. Okay, try to use your mind and try to think, like if you take any problem, like finding out the like the prime number or not. Okay, so if you ask the Google, it will present you say thousands and thousands of solutions for that. Okay, so that's not a good thing actually. Okay, so that will stop your mind, like you may not think on that problem. Rather than asking the Google, okay, try to apply your own mind. Okay, that will improve your logical reasoning skills and innovative skills. And uh, and that's it for this. Like these are the key things that we have discussed in this session. Problem solving is essential for engineering and computing. Algorithms are systematic methods to solve problems. Practice breaking problems into smaller and manageable parts. Testing and refining solutions is as important as developing them. Okay, so with this, I'm concluding. And if you have any queries, you can ask. Hello.
Dear participants, any queries, please post in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your deep
Uh,
insights.
Thank you,
Not
ma'am.
only introduction, sir, your session involves the usage of algorithms, simulations, mathematical models to analyze and interpret data. And you have given detailed explanation about different examples with different approaches like linear search, binary search. Thank you very much, sir. And also you have covered the types of algorithms, algorithm design step, best practices in problem solving. Also, you have provided resources for learning also, sir. Thank you very much. We extend our sincere thanks to you, sir. Your insights have truly enriched us. Thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise and inspiring us with your vision. Let's everyone, dear participants, let's give a big round of applause virtually.
Okay, good. Some people are asking about some questions are there. They are posted in the chat box.
Yeah, yes,
How
sir.
we,
Yes, sir.
let,
Sir,
let me address that, ma'am. One
okay.
minute, I will take 1 minute. Okay. How is time complexity analyzed and why is it important in algorithm design? Yes, time complexity is one important like criteria for measuring the algorithms. Why? Because uh, I told you in the lecture also, like I have written a beautiful algorithm which takes some input and which produce some output. Another person who has written another algorithm which takes the same input I have taken and which is also producing the same number of, I mean, same output, desired output only. The first algorithm that I have written is suppose 10 lines, contains only 10 lines of code. And the second algorithm, say suppose it is taking, it is having say 50 lines, 50 lines. Okay. Now the first algorithm, for the execution of the first algorithm, it take only 5 seconds, whereas the second algorithm has taken only 2 seconds. Even though it contains 50 lines of code, okay, it is more efficient in terms of time. Okay, you are getting a quick solution. If you give the input within 2 seconds, you are getting the answer. So that is where you need to analyze the algorithm, like how much time that it is going to take, going to run. Okay. Sir, from your side, could you please tell us how to solve big critical problems? Okay. So for these, like, so please, like, please take my contact, and you
Yes, sir.
can personally contact me so that I can give you more inputs. Okay. So why? Because sir is waiting, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir,
I thank
yeah.
organizers, and I thank all the
And
organizers, especially Dr. Hema Garu and the Registrar Madam and Vice Chancellor Madam for giving this opportunity. And I also thank the student friends who are actively participating in this particular event. Thank you very much. Uh, Thank you to the organizers. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for your sparing time and also for your kind support. Thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, I have provided email ID. If you are having any queries or for regarding anything, you can mail to this one. We always support you. We are here to support you only. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you for wonderful session, sir. Dear participants,
Thank
as
you.
we are closing session 1, I encourage you all to reflect on the key takeaways and carry forward the energy into the next session. So now it's time to dive into the session 2 of our event, our program. That session 2 is on web designing. The resource person is already in the line, on the line. So let's warmly welcome our resource person for this day 2 session 2, Dr. Anil sir, Assistant Professor of IT and Coordinator of Digital Monitoring Cell, JNTU Gurujada Vijayanagaram. Sir, please welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Hema, madam, for your introduction.
Short introduction. Thank you, sir. Please
Okay.
welcome, sir.
So
Over to
after
you, sir.
a beautiful session by Savram sir,
Yes, sir.
okay, it's my session. So I will share my presentation, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Students
Anil,
are
and welcome.
provided, sir, dear students, are provided his phone number also in the chat box. You please note if you are having any queries, you can contact sir also, Shivaram sir. Department of CSC. JNTU Gurujada Vijayanagaram, College of Engineering, Vijayanagaram.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So hello, my student friends. And I thank all the organizers, Registrar Madam, VC Madam, and Hema Madam for providing a chance to give lecture on introduction to web design. So here I am the digital monitoring cell coordinator as well as I am the webmaster of the university. So so we actually we are developing we are maintaining managing all the website, our university website by the digital monitoring cell only. So I am the digital monitoring cell coordinator, and see. So what is the web design? So this is the outline of my presentation. In the first, I would like to give the introduction about the web design and what is World Wide Web and the core components of the web design. And so the difference between what is a web design and web development. and what are the hosting options, how we can host the developed website. And I give the brief introduction with the pathway, how need to be a full stack developer. And if the time permits, we'll search about the search engine optimization. And see here. So what is a web design? Okay, so web design is the process of creating and designing websites that visually appealing. Okay, so if you design a website, so it need to be visually appealing, means it need to be so very interactive and user friendly and functional. See, we need to interact with the website. It will. So what do you mean by a website? It contains a set of documents. So that documents we are sharing through a server, or we are sharing that resources through online. And what happens? The clients or the users, they are accessing from the browsers. Means they are accessing from their own mobiles or systems. Okay. So here. So what happens is we need to provide the data in a more visually pleasing way. Okay. So that comes under the web design, and so they need to interact. They need to, suppose if you like to access the Instagram or the LinkedIn or the different websites, what happens is you need to interact. First, you need to log in. They need to provide authentication, and after that you can post, you can do interaction, you can do it, you can interact with the that particular system or the particular app. Okay, you can post something, you can post your image onto the that particular app, or you can verify others profiles. So this all comes under the web design. Okay, so we are designing the app, that means it's visually appealing, and it need to be user friendly. And see here, in this web design, what we will consider is what is the layout design, how we need to place the items. Okay, so where the logo we need to place, and what is the information we need to give. And suppose here, if it is a Facebook, where the notifications to be, and where the posts to be. Okay, so what happens when a post is clicked? Okay, that all we need to mention within this web design. Okay, so layout design and typography and color. So what fonts we need to use, and how the text to need to be displayed. Okay, what font styles we need to specify, and the colors, how pleasingly we can represent our website, which colors need to be mentioned. Okay, that all comes under this the web design and the navigation. Suppose take our website or university website. What happens is we have the many departments, and we need to navigate from the one place to another place. Suppose we would like to download the information about the syllabus. You need to go to the academics, and in the academic syllabus, you need to download the corresponding syllabus. Okay, so how we navigate from one page to another page. Okay, and the responsiveness. Suppose here we designed a web page. Suppose it is be visually appealing and user friendly and the functional in the desktop, if it is available in the desktop, but many of the users from they access from the mobile device. So what happens when if we design the app, or if we design the desktop only for the desktop, okay, if it is accessing from the mobile, if it is not visually appealing and it is not functional, what happens? Okay, it is not a good way. Okay, so what happens is we need to design a website, okay, that to be a responsive, means on any device. Suppose if you are accessing from TV, or you need to access from the some particular desktop, or if you are accessing from the mobile, it need to be responsive. Okay, so what happens is the website need to be in on any device. It need to be accessible from the any device in the same way, same manner. Whatever we access in the desktop, that need to be in the mobile also. Okay, so this is the brief introduction of the web design, and we'll discuss. Okay, so what is the World Wide Web? Okay, so everyone knows about this World Wide Web, that is www. So whatever website you would like to access, what happens is in the browser, you will specify that it is World Wide Web, www.google.com. So first thing, whatever you would like to search, suppose what is the linear search algorithm, what you will do? First, you will go to the Google search, www.google.com, and after that, you'll search linear search algorithm. Okay, yes or no? Yes. So here, so what happens is everything we can access through the web. So the first web page was designed by the Tim Berners-Lee in the CERN lab, okay, in the physics lab. So to exchange these scientific experiments, the scientific information across the universities, they developed one protocol, this transfer protocol. So to transfer the documents between these universities or to different places. So they developed this team Berners-Lee and the person Robert, I think they developed this www. And see, I will show how the first web page they in the Zen lab. What happens is they provided that first web page created. Okay, I will show that in the next after completing this presentation. Okay, see. And he is also called Sir Dean Berners-Lee is also called as the father of the web. Okay. And see here the evolution of the web, how it is from the static to intelligent. Okay. So first we have three in the evolution of the web. There are three phases. The first one, web 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. Okay. So first one is the whenever the starting stage. Okay, we can represent only the static content. Okay, so what happens is in these early stages, they provided with only the static information. Okay, suppose you would like to what happens is I would like to give some they post some documents and that document will be retrieved. Okay, so that we in the web 1.0 it is only for the static information to display the static information. They use the web 1.0 and the technologies they used is the HTML and the CSS cascading style sheets to make styles to the pages. So we use the CSS. So the examples are Yahoo and Netscape. And 2.0. Okay, so it is now we are also using the web 2.0 only. Okay, that is early 2000 to present. Okay, so it is not dynamic web content, means we can read or write. Okay, so we can log into our system, we can post. Okay, so we can post means we can when we add the data that will be placed in the server. Okay, so it is the web 2.0 and it is an interactive one. Okay, what happens is we can post, we can retrieve the data and we can post the data. So whatever we are using now is the web 2.0. Okay, and the technologies are HTML5 and JavaScript and APIs. And the data ownership is the centralized, yeah, same one, because we are accessing from this server. Whenever we would like to access, what happens is we request to suppose we need to mention that particular URL, the address of that particular resource. Okay, we need to enter that, and that will be written. Okay, so if that particular resource is available, it will be written. And the technology we using the HTML5 and JavaScript and APIs. Okay, so whatever the apps you are using, it all comes under the for the examples Facebook, YouTube, and Wikipedia. This is all. So what we are requesting, and we can post also. That is the web 2.0. Now the third era, web 3.0. Okay, so it is a very new 2020 and not up to the level it reached all the common man. Okay, so here the difference is from the web 1.0 and 2.0. From the web 1.0 it is a static and it is a dynamic. Now it is an intelligent systems. Okay, so read, write, and execute, and okay, it is a decentralized one. See here, from the first two, it is a centralized one, and Here, the third Web 3.0 is the decentralized one, means there is no particular server. Okay, so everyone can contain the data, they can share the data. Okay, so if you want to download a file, so what happens is you need to take it from the different users. Okay, it is a decentralized one, and we achieve by using the blockchain technology. See here, so by using this blockchain, AI, and smart contracts, what happens is what happens? Paper usage. So now Web 3.0 also we can what happens is we can use as per paper usage. Okay, suppose if you develop an application that like Netflix platform, what happens is whenever you have seen some at the it's a 3 hour movie and you have seen up to 1.5 hour, so you need to pay up to that 1.5 hour. Okay, so you don't like that movie, you will leave that movie. So that type of applications, when we go for the Web 3.0, we can develop that type of applications. So paper usage applications, and so what happens is whenever you get likes and shares, so many of you gets likes and shares, we can get more money. Like what happens is in the YouTube or YouTube providing, so what happens is based on the views they are providing the money. But so what happens over here, we can dynamically give intelligent systems. It will decide what how much amount they need to give. Okay, and the data ownership here is the decentralized, not centralized one. So up to now, it is a regulated. Regulators will control the total data or for total rules. But what are in the decentralized one? It is an open one. It is immutable. Okay, no one can control this particular applications. Okay, so user role here, for the Web 1.0 it is passive consumers, but for the 2.0 they can contribute, they can post some data, and here in the Web 3.0 they can develop own application, and they can be the owners, because it's a decentralized one. You will be the server as well as the client. You can act as a user as well as a server user. Okay, so the best example is distributed apps. Now it is a trending apps we need to develop. What happens is we need to know the blockchain technology and distributed app technologies and all the front end and back end technologies. Okay, so this is the evolution of the web from the static to intelligent. Now we are in the intelligent web 3.0. Okay, see here. Now we are discussing about, okay, what is a URL, uniform resource locator, and how we can access the address. Okay, suppose you want to get some information, how you are getting. Okay, what we need to do, we need to mention the address. Suppose I would like to access the Google address, Google web page. What we need to do, we need to provide HTTP or HTTPS // and specify the website address. So if that particular resource is available at the server, what happens is it will return that particular resource to the user. Okay, so you are accessing from the web browser, and to that web browser it will give the resource. And we are okay. There is the communication channel is in between the user, the client, and the server. Okay, so what happens is, so this be called as domain www.google.com, or okay, suppose I would like to get the academic calendars. What happens? We need to type www.jntugv.edu. Okay, so we are requesting the resource from the server, and the server will return that particular resource. And so by using the URL, okay, so we need to get that information, and will provide the names of the URLs. Suppose you need to register the name. Suppose you would like to develop a what we call website for the Vishakhapatnam. So what happens is I would like to develop Mana Vishakhapatnam. I would like to register that particular domain, that is at manavishakhapatnam.com or manavishakhapatnam.in. Okay, for that domain name system means, so it will convert that name to the IP address. Okay, servers we access by using the public IP by using the IP address. So IP address means it's like a number. So for quadrants, that is 192.168.18.10. It is like that. Okay, so it need to map with the DNS and the name of the URL. Okay, and here, okay, so we are using the protocol to transfer the data between the server and the computer. Okay, between any two computers. Okay, we use these protocols. The first protocol is the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. So what happens is we have hypertext. Okay, whatever we write that are available in the text format only, we can transport the text files between the server and the client. So there are two types of connections. The first one at the web 1.0, what happens is we use the HTTP connection. So the advantage is it is very fast. Okay, compared to the latest one, that is HTTPS. Okay, but in the HTTP connection, what happens is whatever the data we are sending, the disadvantage is whatever the data we are sending to the server, and from the server it is responding whatever the data it is sending in the format of hypertext. Okay, it is visible to the communication channel. Means suppose one person tap that communication channel, and if he tap and if he downloaded all the data, so that data is visible to him. Okay, that is the HTTP connection. So similar, what happens is it is used in the web 1.0. Okay, but from the client, okay, we request the server by using the request object, and the server will respond with the response object. Okay, see the difference between, now we are using the HTTP secure. What do you mean by HTTP secure? Means HTTPS. Okay, suppose if you type in the for the www.google.com or any website or our website, university website, it will be in the left side, it will show the secure symbol. Okay, so that will be provided by SSL, secure socket layer. Means whatever data we are sending from the, okay, just it is requesting a resource from the client to the server. What happens, that will be secured in a secured manner we are sent. Okay, means it will be encrypted. So if the third person is downloading the, if by tapping the communication channel, if he download the total information, okay, he may not understand. Why? Because when we use the HTTPS, okay, so whatever the data we are sending in a secured manner, means we are encrypt the data by using the public key encryption algorithms. Okay, so the public key encryption algorithm is okay. We'll learn about in the future, in the next years, in the next semesters we will learn. But just remember that whatever data we need to use SSL certificate. The advantage for the when we are using the SSL certificate. Okay, so the full form is for the HTTP, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and for the HTTPS, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So we are securing the data. So whatever we are sending to, so from our computer to the communication channel. So see here, whatever we are using is an unsecured communication channel. So whenever you are using the communication channel, means it is unsecure. Why? Because the data will be public and anyone at any level, it will be tapped, it will be downloaded. Okay, so whatever the data we are sending, so that's why we need to protect our data in a secure manner, and that's why we need to use HTTPS, and this it applies an application layer, and but the HTTPS will work on transport layer. Okay, so the data encryption here, there is in the HTTP there is no encryption, but in the HTTPS it will be encrypted whatever data we are sending. Okay, so the problem is security. In the HTTP, it's vulnerable to attacks. like sniffing and tampering. But whenever we use HTTPS, okay, it against eavesdropping, tampering, and man in the middle attack. Okay, so but the disadvantage of HTTPS is slightly slower than the previous one, the HTTP, because there is the overhead of the encryption and decryption. Okay, so SEO, search engine optimization. What is search engine optimization? Anyone? Okay, search engine optimization means whatever the web page we have created, okay, that need to be in the high ranking. So whenever in the search engine, whenever I type Vijayanagram, it need to display our website, our college, university website. Okay, so that we need to mention with the search engine optimization. Okay. Okay, so what are the when we use the HTTPS, if it's a non-sensitive data, suppose you'd like to show some information, then we can go for HTTP. Why? Because it is a lighter one. Okay, but if it have a sensitive information, we need to go for HTTPS. Okay, and there is a SSL certificate we need to mention. Okay, what is the use of the web browsers? So the web browsers, what happens is whatever you would like to request the server, you'd like to access some information, we can access through the web browser only. And here for the development also we use the web browsers. Suppose we would like to do what we call we would like to inspect, or we would like to develop applications, and we need to check. We need to have a very good browser. This Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Microsoft Edge, these are all the very good browsers, and they all these browsers have the developer tools. So we can suppose for the normal people, we use for the requesting the resource, but the future developers, we need to use it for the developer tools also in the this Google Chrome. Okay, so what happens is it will resolve the URLs. So whatever the URL we mentioned, that will be connected converted into their number, IP address, and based on the IP address, it will request that particular server. Okay, so after that, whenever the resource come, okay, in the form of hypertext, that hypertext is been rendered through like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so that web page will be displayed on the browser. Okay, and the managing security, already we discussed, we use the HTTPS protocol. Okay, so we are going to the main component, that is web designing. So what is the web designing? The process of creating and designing visual layout and user interface of the website. Okay, so what happens is in the web designing, what we will mention what components to be placed, where it need to be placed, and what styles we need to apply, and what functions we need to do. Okay, so for that we have three items. Okay, so we would like to do web designer, website designer, or website developer. What we need to do is we need to learn these three things: the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, HTML means the hypertext markup language. See here, what we will explain with one analogy. Okay, so what is the HTML? A user interface for the login page. What we need to have? We need to have two labels and two password, and we need to have a login button. This all we need to mention. This all we need to mention within the HTML. Okay, the structure of the house means here what type of walls we need to have, roofs, doors, windows. Okay, in the structure, so there is no shape for that particular house, but okay, we can use it. We can use it as a house, because okay, we mentioned a structure of the house. Okay, similarly, what happens is So here the analogy is for the walls, we use the divisions, headers, footers, or we call it as in the website, we call it as a division, header, and footer. And in the house structure, we call it as the walls. And the rooms are the, we call it as section. So we divide into sections, and in that sections, we mention what we need to place. Okay. And doors and windows are the, so what happens is it has some functionality. Okay, that we need to mention within the anchor tag and image tags. So here in the hypertext markup language, which is used for the developing the web applications. Okay, so what happens is the basic structure we mention within by using the hypertext markup language. So what happens is without HTML, the host doesn't exist and the website doesn't exist. Okay, so by using the CSS and JavaScript, you can't design you can't have a house. Okay, so what happens is the total structure we can mention by using the HTML. Whatever the structure you would like to design about the your website, that we need to mention within the HTML. And here the CSS, the decoration and the styling. Okay, so what happens is the house looks beautiful when we use costly furniture and we need to place correctly. Okay, so the web page. So you for the login page, what happens is you added the components like username, password, text boxes, and the button, but it need to place at what location and which colors it need to be resemble. A button whenever we uh, okay, hover on a mouse, hover on a button, what it need to be. Whenever we click on the button, what it need to do. Okay, so that styling, the styling we need to mention by using the CSS, cascading style sheet, the decoration and the styling. Okay, so see here the background color, font family, and flexbox and grid. So how we place the components. So in the flexbox means in the grid flexbox means it will be placed one by one. And whenever we use grid, it will be like a matrix type. When we can place anywhere. So if you specify a grid of 3 by 3, it contains the web page is divided into nine places. In that 9 places, you can place anywhere. Okay, so the decoration and the styling we need to mention within the what I will say cascading style sheets CSS we need to use. See, and the important one, the main one, the JavaScript. Okay, see here the functionality. How we need to mention the functionality. So in the house, so you constructed the house with the structure, very good structure, and you applied the CSS. Okay, cascading style sheets applied, and what happens is it will be very good furniture and whatever we call it as a. Okay, so very pleasant colors you have mentioned. Okay, font you mentioned, but the functionality here, the plumbing was. So whenever I enter and whenever I switch on, it need to switch on the light or fan. Okay, electrical items or the plumbing items. Whenever I okay, turn the tap, it need to give water. Okay, so what that functionality, how we mention that functionality? By using the JavaScript. Okay, so whenever I click on the button, whenever I enter the username and password, and whenever I click on the button, what it need to submit that information to the server. Okay, so server will validate the information and give it back to the user. Okay, so that functionality we need to mention within the JavaScript. Okay, so it is the mechanical system, whatever you would like to develop, whatever you like to use, that we need to mention within the JavaScript. Okay, so here you would like to you would like to work as a web developer. We need to learn this first basic components, all these three basic components: JavaScript, HTML, and cascading style sheet, CSS. Okay, so you know what is the HTML, the hypertext markup language we already discussed, and it defines the building blocks of the web page. Okay, headings, paragraphs, links, images, and okay. So all this hypertext mark is by Tim Berners-Lee and very limited function. But only simple tags like paragraph tag and image tag. And after that, it need to be some improved interactivity in the HTML 2.0, that is 1995. So forms, okay. So they developed forms to submit some information through the, what happens is whenever we submit that information appended to the URL, and that will be submitted to the server. Okay, and it also have some better tags compared to the previous one. In the previous one, we have only limited tags, and it is improved. And from the 1997, before that, we will have only the pages with what we call as only the static pages, only with whatever tags we use that will be displayed in the page. Okay, so from the 1997 on, from the that year only, okay, so style sheets will be implemented. And from the HTML 4.0, so they invented frames so that we divide the web page into different frames and we'll put the data. Before that, it's not possible. Okay, and from the 99 and 2000, what happens is uh, there is stricter syntax means, okay, very strict syntax is developed. Before that, that much syntax is not implemented. So what happens is whatever CSS rules, what happens before that, it is a problem that there is a overlapping of the CSS. Some problems are there that overcome in the XHTML 1.0, and now we are using in the HTML5 the semantic tags, meaningful tags, that is article, section, header, and footer. Okay, and audio for the audio, video, and support also there at the HTML5. Okay, so Canvas API. So we can use the APIs. Okay, the latest one we are using now for the HTML5 only. They are adding the functionality. Latest one is the only HTML5. Okay, see here. So what is the difference between the web designing and web development? See here. So what happens is in the web designing, we will not concentrate about the functionality. Okay, so is it visually aesthetic? Okay, is it a good design to show total information? But it comes to the web development. Okay, it need to be functional and okay, technical. So what happens is whatever the functionality, suppose you would like to do some server side code. Suppose if I submit the username and password, and when I click on the submit button, what happens? It submits some particular data, username and password, to the server. And at the server, what it will do? It will validate. It will execute. Okay, that particular code we need to mention within the web development. So what happens is it is with the visual aspects as well as the web development, means the functional aspect. Okay, so web designing mainly concentrate on the visual aspects only. So what happens is, so you'd like to do the static web pages. Okay, we can go for the web designing. The best tool is the WordPress. Okay, so in the WordPress, the advantage is there is no code, there is no need to write code for that. Directly, you can create an account, and it is a free account, and they will give 1 GB of storage also. And what happens is you need to drag and drop. There are some themes are there, and in the you need to choose one theme, and you can modify. Okay, so that comes under web designing. And web development means, see, what happens is we need to use JavaScript. Okay, so previously up to 2000 or 2010, JavaScript only for the client scripting. Okay, it is used as a programming language, or it is a scripting language used for what we called it is a scripting language for only the client. At the client only it will execute. But the recent times, 2015 onwards, what happens is it is developing for the server side also. Okay, so here we'll have the two aspects, the front end and the back end. And in the two technologies also, in the two as a front end and the back end, we are using the JavaScript. Now it's a very demanding course or a demanding programming language is the JavaScript. So for developing the websites and backend code also. So backend means we will discuss it later. Okay. So what happens is the logic, the server interaction, whatever the server need to execute, that we need to write within the Node.js JavaScript. Okay. So here for the web designing, the outcome is layout, how we place the elements and what color schemes we have used, how we navigate. That all comes under how if server is interacted, how the server is responded. Okay, that all comes under the web development. Branches are there, all branches comes. Okay, they need to concentrate on web development. So in the first year, because you are the students of the first year, then you concentrate on web design, and from the second year you need to concentrate on the development. So I all request all the students create the WordPress accounts. What happens is it will create a website for us based on the prompt. Okay, how easy it is. Suppose in the recent times, what happens is whatever you want that we need to mention within the what we called the prompt. Okay, see for one prompt, it creating the total website. Okay, so in your first year, okay, the best learning tool is the WordPress. Okay, it is a sample web page. See here. So from the web 5.0, it is the semantic types, strict types. Okay, so it starts with HTML. Okay, so this is called the starting tag, and this is called the ending tag. What we need to do is for mentioning the ending tag, we need to have a slash, right? And whatever head. So you remember this title page. So what is here? The title page is the my first web page. Okay, so when we're discussing about the search engine optimization, we need to use here. So this is my first web page, and we need to add we need to save this file as my first page dot web page dot html. Okay, so this what happens is this is one is the header tag to display the information. Okay, so it will display the message in a bigger way. Okay, welcome to my website, and the paragraph. Suppose you would like to do add some information that we need to mention within the paragraph. In the web 1.0, we have this tags. Okay, and after that in the web 2.0 we have the AHR. Okay, so you would like to add some links. Okay, we need to use the anchor tag. Okay. And see here, what is the difference between the front end and back end development? So what is the front end development? So that is already we discussed that the user interface. What we need to suppose if you go to a bank, what you will do in the bank, you will enter. Okay, you will access the user interface. Okay, you need to enter something. Just you need to press. Okay, thus that user interface that we need to design by the front end development. Okay. And the backend development, the server side operations. So whatever code you would like to execute at the server, that we need to mention at the backend development. Okay. Okay, see here. So okay, see here. So what is that? We have two approaches. One is the front end development and back end development. And what is the front end development? It focuses on the only visual part. So what you would like to display visually, what you are seeing, that the role of the front end development. And the back end development means okay. So how you interact the database, how you execute at the server side, and all this the functionality comes under the back end development. Okay, and so to manage data and logic, we need to use the backend development. And what are the technologies we use? For the front end development, we use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. and the frameworks, the latest frameworks, React, Angular, and Vue.js. So our website is developed using the React, our university website. And here you'd like to develop MVC type, model view controller type, means you are accessing the database every time. Then you go for the Angular, and Vue.js is also a good framework. See here, this all the frameworks or libraries are based on the JavaScript. So from the Web 2.0, Web 1.0, and 2.0 up to some extent, JavaScript is only for the client side scripting. Okay, so it is only executed at the clients, but it is overcome as a server side technology. Okay, so this framework libraries means it's at the front end. Okay, so they also use the JavaScript. The first, you need to learn the JavaScript. Okay, you need to have the total knowledge about the JavaScript. Then you can learn the React and Angular. And see here, the backend logic, the languages are the PHP, Python, Java, Ruby, Node.js. Okay, and the databases are MySQL, MongoDB, and Postgres SQL. So here, what happens is at this server side, you'd like to execute something. Okay, we need to go for this programming languages. Okay, so Python is Django, and okay, so Java. Suppose Java server pages are Springs. Springs is the Java technology, and we can access the web pages by using the at the server side when we use the Java. Okay, and the Node.js we are using with the React and Angular. So it is now the popular backend programming language, and that also is built on JavaScript. Okay, so here the responsibility of the front end developer is, okay, so layout, what layout they need to use, buttons, menus, forms. Okay, and the responsive design already discussed. See, whatever the website we developed, that need to be fit to every device. Okay, as a desktop or laptop or mobile, anything need to fit, and it need to be visually appealing in any device. That will be the responsiveness. Okay, so the front end developers responsiveness is to design a what it called okay, device specific. It need to be device specific, any responsive to every device. Okay, so what happens is it will handle the client side logic like animations. But here the responsibilities of the backend development, managing server request and responses. Whatever the server request came from the clients, it need to do the request. It will process the request, and it need to respond. Already we have seen HTTPS and HTTP. So what happens? Whatever the data we are sending is the request, and whatever the from the client to server, from this whatever the data sending from the server is the response, and the building the API. See here, what happens is in the front end and back end, to connect the front end back end, we need to use application programming interfaces. Okay, not it is not easy directly. We can't access the web, what is called databases or not. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to use a service called application programming interface. Okay, that need to build, and only that particular APIs will be accessed by the front end developer. Okay, so handling the database CRUD operations, we call it as a CRUD operations. So create, delete, update, create, read, update, delete operations that we need to handle. Okay, on the database. Okay, so the code editors are VS Code, Sublime Text, Postman, and the Docker to test the APIs. We can use the Postman. Store the web server. We can means if we place that in Docker, means it will automatically manage or automatically what we called as the load balance. So here, so if there are 100 requests, first it will be allocate some bandwidth, and whenever there are 1,000 requests, it will increase based on the Docker. And Nginx and Apache servers, what happens is in one server we can maintain multiple websites. Okay, so we can use that type of server tools. So Apache or Nginx, what happens is, so see here, suppose if there is no Apache or Nginx, what happens is we have only one server for one website. Okay, so here it is not possible because it's very costly. So what happens is that's why the shared hosting will work by using the Nginx. Okay. And here the output, the variable visible part of the website, the user see and interact with. Okay, that is the output of the front end, and what is the back end output? So the logic and data processing and the power of the front end interface. Okay, so whatever the logic. So suppose when we enter username and password, and when they submit it, the data is submitted at the server, and the logic. So it will check in the database that particular username and password is matched. So then what happens? Okay, if it is matches, it will log in, it will authenticate it and give access to their data. Okay, no? So what happens? Whatever the data they are accessing, that will be provided. That whatever data they stored, that will be provided as a response. Okay, so that will be submitted to the front end interface. Okay, so that will be displayed to the front end. So whatever the data that is given by the server need to managed by the front end user, front end developer. Okay, and directly interacts with the user through the browser. Okay, so what happens is here everyone need to access from the browser only. Already we discussed. So browser also support the development tools, and the browser, whatever the data we need to access, we need to give by using the browser only. Okay, that interface we need to access. Okay, so user to directed, because backend developers there is no interaction backend development, because it will be at the server side, it will be done and it will be given to the front end only. Okay, only front end we will see. Okay, roles are the front end developers, UX developers, and the backend developers are database administrators and DevOps engineers. Okay, so database and the backend development all comes under the backend developer. So the sad part is now you need to learn everything. If you are recruited, what happens is you will be there, and one AI agent. So what happens is you need to learn everything, and you need to give prompts to that particular AI agent. What happens is that AI agent will provide the data, whatever the code or whatever the project you have given to you, and you need to verify. So that what happens, you need to learn, you need to know everything, front end, back end, and what is called the testing. And what happens is you're a companion. There is no, I think in the future there is no colleagues need to discuss. Okay, so your company will provide you one AI, based on your project, they will provide the AI agents, and you need to ask them, you need to give prompts to that AI agents, and they will be replied. Okay. And here already we have seen what happens. You need to learn, you need to register your accounts with the WordPress. It is a free. So develop your profile, portfolio. Okay. So in the first year itself. And what happens is you publish that to everyone. So whatever what you developed or what to programming languages you know, what certifications you have done, what project, what internships you have done, who interacted with, what projects you have developed. That all you need to mention within your portfolio, your photo, your information. And so what happens is you provide that. Okay. So what happens is if you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or any other framework, React or Vue, or any other Angular JS framework. So you design with very attractive web page and provide all your portfolio, and see that share from the first year itself. Okay, and after that you learn JavaScript, and after that you learn whatever called the Node.js backend technologies, and develop applications for your college or your city or your village. Okay, so develop applications, and you can add into your portfolio. So what happens is the company is looking what he can do. Okay, so in future there may be chance that there is no training for the students. What happens is they want with the work experience, how they do it. So ask your managements to provide servers, or you can purchase online virtual private servers. It's very low cost. So if you share all the friends, you can get the web hosting servers. Okay, so you can develop from first year onwards. You need to develop your projects. Okay, so first project you need to do is your portfolio. Okay, so WordPress is the best plan, best one. They provide 1 GB data storage also, and your name.wordpress.com. They provide the domain also. There is no need to pay anything. Okay, so you go for the WordPress account and just try. Okay, create your portfolio neatly. Okay, and share it with your friends and family members. Okay, so there you take feedback and improve it. Okay, so in the from the second year onwards, okay, you learn HTML, CSS, and from in your curriculum it is there. So what happens is you learn and you can apply, you can upgrade. You need to change your portfolio from WordPress to your by using your programming languages. Okay, markup languages. Okay, so here these are all the free GitHub pages, Vercel, Netlify. These are all the free hosting plans, free hosting providers. So whatever the data, whatever web pages you have developed, that at most static pages they support. Okay, the GitHub pages. So what happens is, and another thing you need to do is you need to create a GitHub account. Okay, first static you because it provide what is the get in the GitHub account. What happens is it's a like developer account. You can store all the code you develop and web pages you develop, and it will provide also the hosting space also. Okay, so if you have a GitHub page, you can directly pull that into the Vercel. Vercel is also a free hosting platform of as a hobby. If it is it provides 100 GB of data, 100 GB of bandwidth. Data is I don't know. Okay, it will provide the 100 GB of bandwidth, and see here. So what happens is from the front end, back end, and the hosting. You have to know how to host your website also. Okay, so that what happens is with your ideas you can develop a website and you can place ads in that. Within it this 2 years, what happens is you will earn something by using that particular website. Okay, and this is the paid providers: Hostinger, HostGator, AWS. Okay, the advantage is it will provide either Linux server or Windows server as a free for 1 year. Okay, if you have a what it called a credit card or a debit card. So what happens is in the Amazon Web Services, it is also easy to instances are there that you can manage the data. Okay, and GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy contain the hosting plans as well as whatever you'd like to have a own domain. So my name is Anil Vurti. Anilvurti dot in or whatever I would like to give my address as a anilvurti.in or anilvurti.com or anilvurti.me, so that we can purchase by using the GoDaddy.com or the hostinger also. I think it will provide. Here. So for the mastering, the full stack developer. Okay, you would like to be a full stack developer at the end of your 4th year. So what happens is you need to learn all this technology. So in the first step, you need to learn the fundamentals of web development. What is that? You need to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And after that, advanced front-end development like React.js, Vue.js. There are lots of frameworks are there. So it is easy. So what is the this called React.js? It's a component based. So we can build reusable component by using the basic components. See here, if you don't know about the first step, the fundamentals of web development, that is HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript, okay, you can't move further to the advanced front-end development. You can't directly use the React or Vue. Okay. Or you go for advanced front-end development. And the back-end development. Okay, see here, what is the back-end development? So already we discussed. We need to choose one programming language, either Python or by using the Python, Flask, or Django or Node.js. Okay, so we need to learn that backend development and the full stack integration, how we integrate the front end and back end. Okay, so how we integrate that full front end and back end. So what happens is we develop APIs, RESTful APIs, and that need to be integrated with the front end. Okay, so that is the full stack integration. Yeah, so in the first step, we need to learn HTML, CSS, and basics of JavaScript. DOM, document object model. See, what is the advantage of JavaScript is whatever the available in the that particular document. So whatever we mentioned in the HTML and CSS that we can access by using the DOM. So for to interact to use the to learn the React or AngularJS, what happens is we must have the DOM, document object model. So what it will consider is it will consider every page as a DOM, document object model. So everything we can access, we can modify by using that particular DOM. Okay, and we need to know the event handling and asynchronous programming. So we need to handle events, mouse events. Okay, so what we need to do whenever I click on the mouse, so that we can use it by using JavaScript. Okay, but at these first fundamental stage, it will be in the front end only, not the back end. Okay,
Sir, PPT is not visible, sir.
Madam, PPT కనబడట్లేదు.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Madam, time అయిపోయిందా?
Oh, unless the 10 minutes we can extend. Sir is already joined, sir. But you can extend for 10 minutes more, sir.
Okay, 2 minutes, madam.
Yes, sir. Sir. Visible, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, your voice is not audible.
Okay, ma'am. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the advanced front-end development, we need to consider React, Vue, and Angular. Okay, and the responsive design also. So what happens is the responsive design means, so for each device, it need to be aligned. Okay, so backend like what? So backend frameworks are Node, Express, and Python, Ruby, and Rails. and you need to do how to work with APIs and the database programming. Okay, how to work with the databases. And on the last one, we need to integrate how the front end and the back end. And the deployment for the Heroku, AWS, DigitalOcean, Netlify, and Hostinger. So visible in every search engine. So that what we need to do is we need okay. So type Vijayanagaram on the Google search engine. So our website need to be on first. So what happens is there are different techniques. Okay, so that our web pages will be on search engine ranking in the high. So what happens is this SEOs are the demanding job before 10 years, but now the persons who are developing the website, they are doing the search engine optimizations. Okay. So the goal of the SEO is to attract more organic traffic to your site by making it more visible to search engines like Google, Bing, or Yahoo. Okay. So here. So see this one is this is the first web page Bernally developed and shared that information. Okay, and info.cern.ch. Okay, it is available in the CERN portal. Okay, so in the previous days, the systems is like this, the line graphs. Okay, so this is the first page you're seeing, first web page. Okay, in the CERN lab, they provided from one place to another. And see here, we can develop by using JavaScript, XML, what it called HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Okay, we can develop games, a client-side game. Okay, see here, this is the tic-tac-toe. How many of you know? I think this tic-tac-toe game. So based on the pattern, they decide the winner. Okay, player X wins. Okay, so restart. Okay, so it is a draw. So sorry, player X wins. See, so here, suppose in this, if I remove the style sheet, okay, there is only the HTML components will be displayed. There is no style sheets are there. And suppose if I remove script, okay, there is no functionality. We can't apply any functionality when there is a no script, JavaScript. Okay, so here. So if to add the functionality, we need to add the JavaScript, and to add the styling, we need to add style sheet. Okay, these are the script JS file, and this is the style file. And here the search engine. So our JNTU website search console. we registered in the search console, and here, so we're getting the overview. So there are total 24,624 627 searches, search clicks when they entered in the Google page, and they when they enter uh, or JNTU ZV or anything. Okay, so it will be displayed this information 24,627 web clicks. And see here, another one is so out of there are total 189K impressions, means 1,89,000 impressions, and the total impressions means whenever they search something, so suppose if they are some if they are searching Vizianagaram, okay, that page will be displayed. Our JNTU ZV page will be displayed, and out of that there are 24.66 24,000 total clicks are there for the our website. And here, so top queries. So users are searching JNTU ZV. So total impressions are 12,237 and total clicks are 8,728. Okay, and JNTU space GV. See a total search terms, how they are searching and how they are clicking. Okay, so the total information when we developed a website, and that will be registered in the this particular search console, we will get what is the search statistics. So based on that, we can add the search information, or we need to add in the meta tag, or we need to add the head tags. Okay, to improve on-page SEO, software search engine optimization, what we need to do is we need to add this information. Sir, sir. Okay, see here. So if the students are searching JNTU results and they are clicking JNTU website. So this is the search statistics, and we'll also we registered in the analytics. Okay, see here. Until now, we registered from the April 1st. Until now, there are 48K users interacted with the GV website, and there are 2,35,000 views for the JNTU ZV website. Okay, so we registered for the analytics as well as the console. So what happens is, by using this, we will improve the search results. So whatever they are accessing. Okay, so users are searching about JNTU ZV notifications, JNTU ZV, Vizianagaram OD apply, how to apply OD. Okay, so they're searching, and they are coming into the website. So what happens is, whenever the search term is given, okay, and our JNTU ZV website is displayed, that is called impression. And out of this total 1,89,000 impressions, they are clicking on only the 24,000 times. Okay, so that is the CTR rate is 13%. Okay, so this way, with this, I'm closing the session, and my conclusion that you learned about what is the building blocks of HTML, and what is the how to use it to be functional, and what you know about what is the front end development and back end development. Okay, and the total overview of the web design. Thank you. Madam?
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful session. Sir, a few of the questions the students asked, what is the difference between HTML and HTML5?
HTML5 is an improved version. Okay, so they added the extra tags. Okay, so they also added the semantic tags. So what happens is we will make the website as a by using that particular website tags. Okay, it is more attractive, and we can what happens is we can present. So it contains the header tag, footer tag, and all the some advanced tags has been added. That's it.
Yes, sir. One more question is, how can I protect my web application from SQL injection attacks?
SQL injection attacks. You don't need to show your what data you are sending. Okay. So what happens is if you use the HTTP methods or post methods, not post methods, what happens is it will provide what data you are sending to the website or server. Okay. So and you don't need to show the total path. Okay, whatever the data you are sending that need to hide. There are different techniques are there and the latest technologies. You need not to provide the information, and you must register for the SSL certificate. So that what happens is whatever the data you are sending that is in the encrypted form.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Students, so if you're having any doubts, please post those questions and everything on the mail ID or in this chat box. Definitely, we will provide you with the respective answers and materials. Okay?
Thank you, students, for the patient listening, and thank you, madam, and Register Madam and VC Garu providing the chance. Thank you, madam.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. We are very deeply grateful for the time and effort you have dedicated to make this session success. And also thank you very much, sir, for your patience and answering to questions very clearly. Thank you very much, sir. We extend our sincere thanks for sharing your expertise and inspiring with your session, sir. Thank you very much. Dear participants, and again, warm welcome to our next session 3 of day 2, Pathway to Computing. Our resource person is already joined. So participants, it's an honor to have all you have here to embark on this exciting journey to explore the fascinating world of computing. And for the let us the echo is
Are able to
Madam, mute, 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 madam, mute,
sorry, students. Sir, once I'm muting yourself, sir. Sorry, sir. We are getting echo from your side, sir. I think you joined from 2 devices, no, sir. That's the reason we are getting echo.
Madam.
Mute లో పెట్టండి, sound on, sound on, sound on, sound on. Sir,
Madam,
now
is it
is
clear
it
now?
clear? Yes,
Is it
sir.
clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
My
sir.
screen, my screen.
Your screens, types of computing first screen.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is there,
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Right, right.
Sir, a very warm welcome to our session 3.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
Pathway
you,
to
madam.
computing.
Yeah, yeah. So let us directly go to my session, madam.
Yes, sir.
So you
Thank
are
you,
able to
sir.
see my screen, no?
Yes, sir.
So good
Yes,
evening
sir.
to all of
Please.
you, dear students. Indeed, it's my pleasure to share some knowledge which I could have, which I could able to uh, gain from the past few years with respect to this computer science and engineering. So my voice is clear now, madam?
Sir, very clear, sir.
Right. So I was given the topic on networks and security, when before that pathway to computing. So before going into networks and security, first let me introduce or let me talk something about pathway to computing. So basically, what is computing? So everybody, the buzzword in present scenario is computers. Computers. Engineering means computers. Basically, what is computing? So computing means, processing something. What do you mean by processing? As you are in first year, almost on the back end of first semester, you might be knowing what is computers. Computers means which takes some input, process it, and gives some output. So now the world has become a global village. So why I am using the word global village means, with a click of a button, I'm able to, get my work done. I'm able to chat with my friend who is there in San Francisco. I'm able to do, I can have a video call with my friend who is there in some other country. So people are not feeling that they are in Europe or they're in USA or they're in some other Eastern specific countries or North Asian countries. Just they are feeling that they are just in a global village. The reason is evaluation of computing. So what is this evaluation of computing? Before that, as I mentioned, computing means processing something, processing the input and giving accordingly the output will be given. So how it has been evolved? So the one of the buzzword in present IT field is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other, prominent fields like Internet of Things, data science, cloud computing, blockchain technologies, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But how it has evolved? So the first vice chancellor of, I think you people should know, the first vice chancellor, and in Andhra University in 1960s, there used to be a mainframe computer. In mainframe computer, of course, I could not prepare those slides due to lack of some time, but anyhow, I would like to share them. But let me give you the overall view of computing, followed by networks and security. The first vice chancellor of JNTU Kakinada, Professor Allam Apparao garu, he used to work as a programmer in Andhra University. In those days in 1960s, in a mainframe computer, they used to give input in the form of punch cards. Simply by sitting on a laptop or on a mobile, we cannot give input in those days. Punch card. Suppose if I want to give A, I have to punch that card. B means I have to punch that card. In order to process that addition of two numbers, it used to take, almost all hours together. They used to run a small program during night hours. They used to give input in the evening hours. And by the time they come back to the department or in the laboratory, they used to get the output. That means the processing time they used to, I mean system, the computing time used to be that much high. But in a later stage, people, I mean computer scientists, especially hardware engineers, including software engineers, what they have done is the evaluation of high performance computing has come into picture. Slowly, desktop computers have evolved, which we call them as monolithic computing. So Intel processors came into picture. Before that, DOS operating system used to be there, followed by Windows operating system used to be there. Then, of course, many operating systems we are going through in the present scenario. So monolithic computing. See, what is this monolithic computing? Mono, single. So desktop is the best example for monolithic computing. That means you give a task to a system. It used to take, say, some time. It used to process it, and the output used to come out. See, that means I can simulate or I can compare this monolithic computing with respect to a single person doing some job. If you give a job to a single person, if it takes say some 5 hours to perform the job, that is nothing but single task. I mean, you are giving single task to a person and he is performing the task, which we call it as monolithic computing. Then cluster computing. What is this cluster computing? In cluster means group of similar items. So in cluster computing, two types of computings are there. One is peer-to-peer computing and another one is client-server computing. So cluster means, see, the task which has been performed by a single person, it took, 5 hours, for example. Suppose if I add one more person to that person, existing person, definitely the work period will come down. So 5 hours may become 3 hours or below 3 hours. Suppose if three persons are involved, obviously the work hours will come down, but it will be definitely better than 2 hours. So a cluster, a group of people working on a single task is nothing but cluster computing. So in this process, we have peer-to-peer computing, means all computers are equal and they are connected in a network and they will perform the task, which we call it as a peer-to-peer computing. So the distribution will be shared across the systems in the network and they will be performing the computing process. Then next evaluation is client server computing. What is this client? See, client. Client means, see, server, client. A task which is being performed is nothing but a server. Who will give the task? See, from the client will give the request. See, for example, I am sitting in front of the system and I want to book a ticket for a movie in INOX. See what happens. The client is, for example, I am the client. I want to watch movie. Say for example, RRR. That movie ticket I want to book. During that process, I am the client and I have sent a request to the computer. I mean server. To this web process, what web technologies and web process, whatever the talk which you have gone through till now, internally through that process, the booking process will be done at the back end, which is at the server end. And as a result, we will be getting the output. So the complete process will be taken care at the server end. So that's such type of, I mean, a group of clients. I mean, so for example, you students are studying in various colleges. Definitely, you might have visited your labs. You might be knowing your, laboratories. So there, you observe your laboratories. There, what happens, there you will be finding systems spread across the lab, and one system which is kept in the center of the lab or in the new corner of the lab, which we call it as a server. So all these clients are connected to the server. So the client will be sending request to the server, and in turn, server will be providing the services to the client, which is called as client server computing. Then the next evaluation is parallel computing. So what is this parallel? See, you parallelly see, sometimes we claim that I parallelly do two or three things. What type? See, for example, while watching TV, I will be, talking to some other friend, or while watching TV, I will be eating food, or while watching TV, I will be doing some other work. So parallelly doing task in a single instant of time, which we call it as parallel computing. Then followed by distributed computing. What is this distributed computing? Computing will be distributed in different parts of the network, and all the task will be divided into small subtasks, and it will be segregated and it will be distributed to different parts of the network. Finally, all these subparts will be combined, and as a whole, the output will be coming, which is called as distributed computing. Followed by grid computing. See, what is a grid? A pool of resources which are placed at one point is nothing but grid computing. So then followed by cloud computing has come into picture. Then followed by fog computing came into picture. Then followed by edge computing came into picture. So this is how the evaluation took place over these 3 to 4 decades, and we are now talking about high performance computing. Due to this computing power, we could able to forecast the weather. We could able to forecast when tsunami is going to happen. We could able to forecast earthquake approximately, I mean not exactly, but approximation we could able to predict. And also we could able to predict lightning, I mean thunders, when thunderbolts are going to come out, and which place the thunderbolts are coming, which are and also in which place, on which place the thunderbolts are going to be dropped out. So these type of predictions we could able to do because of the evaluation of high performance computing. Because of this high performance computing, this artificial intelligence, this artificial intelligence came into picture in this particular 21st decade. And now with a click of a button, we could able to do a lot of things. I think, my dear students, now you could imagine how, see, in a mobile, I think you might have experienced and witnessed how mobile is being used for various purposes. For example, in mobile itself, I can do whatever that I can do in my personal computer. I could able to know how many calories I have burned today. I could able to know what is my heart rate. I could able to know what is my pulse rate, BP, heart rate, and how many hours of sleep I have undergone. So all these things we could able to do because of because of this evaluation in computing. So because of this only, most of the, world is becoming very fast. I mean, it has become very faster. So therefore, we are not supposed to wait. We don't have that much of patience in order to wait and in order to process it and in order to get the outcome. But with the click of a button, we are supposed to see all these things. See, 25 years back, 25 years back, when I am pursuing my BTech, that was the earlier stage where computer science and engineering was introduced in engineering colleges. Before that, before 5 to 6 years, though it was there, but while studying, when we are studying in during 95 to 99, you know, we used to go to, in order to browse, in order to utilize the internet, we used to book slots. Suppose in my laboratory, in my college, where I did my engineering, in Siddhartha Engineering College, Vijayawada, when I used to, in order to book my slot, I have in order to use say some internet facility, at least 1 week prior information I am supposed to enter into the register, so that I will be given 1 hour of time. So in those days, the situation used to be like that. One of my professor, I think he is no more, our my HOD, Professor Ravindranath, he told us that, see, in down the line, another 4 to 5 years or in a decade, nobody will buy newspaper. Most of us will go through newspaper in our mobile itself or in computer itself. So then at that time, even I have not, realized, or I could not able to imagine. But now, even as an individual, immediately after whenever I time, I go through my mobile and I will go through the latest updates in newspaper through my mobile. So things have changed like that. So the landscape turn, the landscape shift of computing uh, has mitigated, has propelled the computer scientists to think about the advanced technologies, and the computer scientists, you people, the younger generations, are you are supposed to, you people, you are supposed to think about what type of the computations that can be possible. I think you might have come across the computations that has been taken place even in ISRO, or by NASA, or the state space satellite which has been launched recently. So this is the the trend that has been, the evaluation that took place over the decades, from especially in the last 2 decades. There is a big change, a drastic change in the computing power. So therefore, even when you as an individual, when you go to purchase a laptop, or when you go to purchase a mobile, you have to give some specifications: the memory capacity, what is the processing capacity, whether it's a dual core or tri-core or quadra core, what type of chip it is being used. So these type of things, you people, I mean, we are supposed to give the specifications. So this is how the types, I mean, the evaluation took place over the decade, in the recent past. So this is the overall view of the pathway to computing. But anyhow, just I will scroll down the presentation just for the information purpose. But these uh, slides, whatever that so far I have discussed, it comprises these things only, just for for information purpose only. So without computer, we cannot imagine. Am I true or not? Yes, it's true. So the role of computers. See, the role of computers. We are, we have involved these computers in agriculture, in each and nook and corner of, in all fields related to the human life. We have involved them. Now we cannot. I mean, a person as an individual, we can see. For example, even when I come out from my house, suppose if sometimes if I forget my mobile, my third sense, my mind will be saying that something you have missed, and there is some sort of vacuum, or some sort of guiltiness that we come across. Elder people say, some above 70 years, or even grandparents. Mobile, without YouTube, without these other it is very difficult to imagine the day-to-day activities, or day-to-day role of computer, or day-to-day role of computers or laptops, or mobile in our life. So communication revolution, because of this evaluation only, this communication evaluation revolution have come into picture. So that is about the first phase, the pathway to computing. The second phase is, I will give you, the second phase, or the second shift of this evaluation to computers is, see, whenever, always, in the beauty of this universe is, whenever there is some sort of positivity is gaining, obviously some negativity also will be there. Some, for every plus, there should be an equivalent, negative, that is minus. Even our human body also, if you take human body as an entity, it consists of both positive virus and negative virus. If both are there in equilibrium, see, only with positive virus, we can't define a human body. And only with negative virus, we cannot define a human body. So when negative virus and number is higher than positive virus, obviously that human being is supposed to undergo some sort of illness. So therefore, definitely in any human body, both positivity will be there and negativity will be there. So why I am quoting this example is, for every positive development, obviously there will be some negative development. So that negative development with respect to this evaluation of computers is this networks and networks and security lapses, networks and security. So how do we provide the security to the network? So what is a network? Group of nodes, group of systems connected, uh, uh, connected together. We definitely, in general, we call it as a network. Then what is this security? See, we are transacting in my childhood days, in my childhood days, when banks లో if you observe, క్యాషియర్ కాకుండా టెల్లర్ అని ఒకటి ఉంటాడు, టెల్లర్ అని పెట్టి, your name is say some sort of Sai Priya. So Sai Priya means what is, they used to give one passbook and number. So that number when you give, he will check your ledger. Ledger means ఒక పెద్ద బుక్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ బుక్ లో సాయి ప్రియా, when you have created your account, what is the amount that is there, అంటే కంప్లీట్ లో మాన్యువల్ గా రాసేవాళ్ళు. So this much amount, okay, you have deposited 10,000. How much you have spent, withdrawn, say some 5,000. What is the balance? 5,000. So completely it used to be there in the ledger in a physical form. Later on, the drift, the change is computerization. That is the beauty of computation power. That is the beauty of computerization. So now, okay, because of that, I can sit here, or I can, by using my ATM, I can withdraw money at any point of time from anywhere, even remotely also, wherever ATM machine is there, I can withdraw, or even through UPI, I can do transactions, or even through net banking, I can do transactions. So this is the beauty, this is the wonder of computation. But now the big challenge is what? Security. I think most of you have undergone many security challenges. The first challenge is, uh, by clicking some unwanted links, your account details will be hacked, and your data will be hacked, and you will be losing your even credentials, and thereby as a result, your account, the amount which is there in your account will be withdrawn. So this is one of the challenge. So here I would like to say I mean phishing. What is phishing? This is one of the major security threat. Phishing. Phishing and ఎలా ఉంటుందంటేనమ్మా, what is SBI URL? Unified resource located www.onlinesbi.com, for example. But in phishing లో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే www.onlinesbi బదులు sbl.com అని ఉంటుంది. I repeat, www.onlinesbi.sbi ఉండాలి. ఐ ఉన్న చోట ఎల్ ఉంటుంది. మనం ఏం చేస్తాము, ఇది ఎస్బీఐ అకౌంటే కదా అని మనం క్లిక్ చేస్తాము. సో వీ విల్ బి ఎంటరింగ్ అవర్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇన్ యువర్ యూజర్ నేమ్ అండ్ యువర్ పాస్వర్డ్ యూ విల్ బి ఎంటరింగ్. So, but actually that phishing account, I mean that phishing web page is being created by one of the, uh, hacker, and you are entering your details into that, web page. Obviously, you are foregoing, or you are losing, you are sharing your credentials to the third party. So within no time, they are hacking that, they are gathering that information, and with a click of a button, they are withdrawing the amount which is there in your account. So such type of activity is called as phishing, phishing. So these digital threats has become a major challenge in the present scenario. And even also today, In order to overcome that, what computer scientists or what are the experts have suggested, OTP will be sent to your registered mobile. So now at this point of time, even being a computer science professor and with, I do most of the activities through my, my mobile only or through my laptop only. All my accounts, all my bank account, I will be keeping in my laptop, I mean, in my mobile only. So the most, the uh, personal information, most of us, we keep our username and password as, my name is Rajeshwar Rao. I will keep my username as Raja or Rao, or say some sort of my friend name or my kid's name or my near and dear name, and followed by my date of birth. General ga Raja, date of birth 13, some number. And most of you just imagine me, you just recap, I mean, introspect yourself. మీ మన పాస్వర్డ్స్ అన్నీ కూడా మీరు చూస్తే ఏటీఎం పాస్వర్డ్, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది పాస్వర్డ్స్ మన డేట్ ఆఫ్ బర్తే ఉంటాయి. సో వన్ ఆఫ్ ది మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ దట్ experts, cyber experts suggest is, don't keep your password as your lucky number. అంటే lucky number అంటే జనరల్గా వాట్ వీ డూ, we keep our lucky number as our date of birth. That is one of the major thing. Then followed by, as I mentioned, my name is Rajeshwar Rao. So Raja, or my middle name, or last name, or first name, followed by my friend name, or my, my near and dear names. ఇవన్నీ పెడుతుంటాం. So obviously, the hacker, the hacker's mind is like a devil's brain. An ideal man's mind is like a devil's brain. This hacker's brain is also like a devil's brain. He will be working out many permutations and combinations. So obviously, your password will be cracked, or your PIN number will be cracked, and he will be intruding into your account, and he will be withdrawing the amount, not only in bank or in many aspects also. So that is one of the precaution that we are supposed to take. Then other one is, we can overcome these type of threats by having these three precautionary measures. One is introducing firewalls. The second one is rise of, loading antivirus softwares onto our our individual systems. Then followed by providing some sort of emergence of advanced threat protection. So these things we can have. So here also the evaluation is, in 1990s we started using firewalls. So what is a firewall? See, firewall, wall is what? Wall ante enti cheppandi? Wall, oka addu katta, telugulo addu katta, firewall. So when some outside person is intruding into our premises, it will restrict. That is nothing but firewall. So from other network, whenever a person is intruding into our network, that firewall will try to restrict it. That is called as firewall. Then what is this antivirus? So again, in antivirus, we have, we have malware, we have ransomware. Again, we have the threats called as denial of services, and phishing, as I mentioned just now. So what is this malware? What is this virus? Basically, virus is nothing but it's a program. What that program will do, it will try to disable the components of the computers by locating in different parts of the system. Then what is this ransomware? The ransomware is nothing but, it will keep on generating. It will be generating the same sort of, you will try to delete that ransom virus. Again, it will pop up. Again, it will pop up. Again, it will pop up. So that is the, property of that ransomware. So denial of service, what it does, మీరు బాహుబలి, ఐ థింక్ రీసెంట్ గా వచ్చిన సినిమాలు కూడా చూసింటారు. యుద్ధాల్లో ఒక బాణం వెళ్తుంటే ఒక 10 బాణాలు వచ్చి ఒక బాణాన్ని ఆపుతాయి. అట్లాగే డినైల్ ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్ మీన్స్ లేకపోతే రీసెంట్గా వచ్చిన ప్రభాస్ మూవీ ఒకటి ఉంది. రీసెంట్గా ఒక ప్రభాస్ మూవీ ఏంటది, ఆ మూవీలో కూడా మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే అమితాబ్ బచ్చన్ ఈ యుద్ధం జరిగేటప్పుడు ఒక 10
కల్కి సార్.
బాణాలు, కల్కిలో 10 బాణాలు ఒకేసారి వెళ్ళి ఒకదాన్ని రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేస్తాయి. సో దిస్ denial ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్ కూడా it will try to act on one of the component of our system. So it will try to deny the services. So the attack aimed at market making a service unavailable by overwhelming it with a flood of traffic. So by flooding of a traffic, see for example, you are riding on a road. Obviously, when traffic is there, you cannot go away. You cannot move from that place. So that type of action is called as denial of service. So malware means malicious software designed to harm, exploit, or otherwise compromise devices and networks. Ransomware means a type of malware that encrypts user data, demanding a ransom for decryption. So this is how these are the major things. So how to overcome means we are supposed to use some sort of antivirus softwares, antivirus tools, and also while fixing up of our credentials. Credentials means while creating our username and password, we should be little bit cautious in terms of as I mentioned, we should not use our standard names, date of births, and other things which you use very regularly. And also while creating your password also, the system will direct you. You should use one special case letter, you one at least one capital letter. Minimum, you should use 8 characters while fixing up of the password. So this is how by taking this type of precautions, we can overcome and we can have a safe and secured password. So of course, the cyber security is one of the major threat. I mean, that is being a major challenge, and that is being faced by most of the present citizens. If you in day-to-day life, if you look at the newspaper, 2 కోట్లు సైబర్ మోసం ద్వారా 2 కోట్లు పోయాయి ఒక వ్యక్తికి. ఎట్లా పోయాయి అంటే he he was invited to some of the some sort of he was given a link, and he was asked to enter his details, and knowingly or unknowingly, nobody will do. Unknowingly, we will be entering our details, and within no second our data has been hacked by that intruder, and it was used for different purposes. So my dear young students, your age might be around 16 or 17 mostly. So you should be very careful with respect to usage of your these digital platforms like Facebook. Digital platforms means your WhatsApp or Facebook, Wikipedia, these that. While sharing information, especially girls, you should be very careful. The reason is these intruders, they will try to hack your information, and they will be utilizing that for various unwanted purposes. So you should be very careful. Don't encourage, or don't, without knowing anything, don't click on unknown links. Don't share your mobile numbers, don't share your details, don't your Aadhaar card numbers and these type of numbers you are not supposed to share with anybody. Even you will be receiving a call. The most of the people that we are undergoing these days is you will be receiving a call stating that you have won some prize. Sir, that prize you are going to get within no second. So that amount will be credited into your account, or there is an offer for your for the item which you have purchased recently. So for that we will be sending on OTP to you, sir. With that details, you will be given some prize or some sort of cash prize or some sort of whatever it may be. So we see, obviously always human will be having some sort of weak minds at certain points of time. So during that certain point of time, we will be sharing our, వాళ్ళకి చెప్తాం మనం ఓటీపీ ఇది వచ్చిందని. విత్ ఇన్ నో సెకండ్ he will be, that amount will be debited, or he will, that amount whatever that is there in your account, though, that will be withdrawn. So even you lodge a complaint in the cybercrime police station. So now these days, one more important point is we have to thank the say state and central governments for introducing these cybercrime stations at various places. Even there are there is a website where you can lodge complaint within no time in different aspects. So even even though you lost your, you lodge your complaint, if you have given your if you have shared your OTP, even the cybercrime police also can't do anything. Why? Because you on your own, see, for example, you are using your credit card, obviously OTP will be generated and it will be coming to your mobile phones. So through phone only you have given your acceptance. So the merchant, the purchaser, or the service provider, what he will think, that is being generated genuinely. So once such type of transactions are done, it is very difficult to go for recovery. So these are all the things. Of course, it's a big vast area, confidentiality, integrity, availability, and all these things. Again, protocol issues are there. So I don't want to go into depth. Why? Because you are there in the first year itself. So just as a overall view, I have given you, I have shared my shared certain things with respect to this talk related to computing for freshers, especially on evaluation of computing or pathway to computing and on networks and security. So it's a vast. You people can browse, or even if required, I can share my PPTs to madam, so you can intern madam will be sharing these PPTs to you. So stay secure. Integrating computers into our day-to-day life requires a proactive approach to security. By adopting best practices and staying informed, we can protect ourselves and ensure safe digital interactions. So thank you for your attention. Okay. So thank you, madam, for giving me this opportunity. And also I thank the students for their patience, for paying their attention towards this talk. So thank you very much.
Thank you very
So,
much, sir.
any questions, madam?
Sir,
I'll be glad to answer.
one question is here, sir. Are clone sites used for trapping?
Sorry, madam.
Are clone sites used for trapping? Clone
Yeah,
sites,
yes,
sir.
exactly. See, this clone site means phishing. Phishing is one of the example for clone sites. See, that's what I said. ICICI.com is there. In ICICI.com, we, in our hurry day-to-day life, we cannot distinguish which is genuine site, ICICI or ICI, or మధ్యలో ఏం పెడతాడంటే ఐ బదులు ఎల్ పెట్టేస్తాడు. So obviously we cannot distinguish which is genuine site and which is cloned site. So obviously we will be trapped and we will be entering our information. Then we are supposed to we are supposed to lose our information. So that's a good question. So obviously it is meant for trapping only. Okay, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, if you are having any questions, post in the chat box or mail to our skill.develop@jntgv.edu.in. Sir will provide the respective materials. If necessary, we will also contact in touch with you. Thank you very much, sir, for your deep insights regarding pathway to computing and also networking security. Thank you very much, sir, for your sparing valuable time. Even you are
pleasure,
in a
madam.
very
Pleasure, madam.
busy
Pleasure.
schedule. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Dear participants, now welcome to the session 4, Scientific Computing and Experiments. Screen is visible. Dear participants. I'll start the session, that is scientific computing and experiments. Students, we are focusing on the main basics. Okay, directly we'll go to the session. That is, what is scientific computing? It is nothing but the application of computational methods and tools to solve complex scientific and engineering problems. So in daily activities or in our real time, we will face many complex problems. And nowadays we are enjoying the technical advances. So for all this, the backbone is like scientific computing and advancements in electronics and different technical areas. We are living in the technical era. We are taking the applications uh, to in our daily life. So this scientific computing involves mainly it involves algorithms, simulation, mathematical modelings, and analysis, interpreting data. All these are comes under the scientific computing. Here the key features are mainly like problem solving, which uses computational techniques to tackle the problem which are very difficult to solve by using our normal skills. So here means to solve the difficult problems, generally we will use this type of scientific computing, means our real-time applications. And second one is simulation and modeling that creates models to simulate our real-world phenomena such as climate patterns, biological systems, or material behaviors. And then data analysis, so to analyze the large data sets, so now we are dealing with GBs of data, terabytes of data. So to analyze all these data for our real-time applications, these methods we will use. So in the scientific computing, the backbone is Internet of Things. I think this is a recent buzzword in 20th century. You heard many, means you heard a lot regarding this IoT. What is IoT? That is Internet of Things, which refers to the combining real-time devices with that is like sensors, softwares, everything with internet to collect, share, or act to interpret something depends on our requirement, depending on some programming and everything. Okay. So here the core components of this scientific computing are the Internet of Things is like IoT devices, that is like sensors, cameras, applications, network, which enables communication between devices and cloud platforms. Being first year students, you know that about internet and everything. So this is only keeping in mind that you are a fresher and you have to know the basic things. Just I am telling that what are the core components. And the third one is data processing unit. That processing unit like microprocessors, controllers. So in many applications, we will use processors and controllers. Like even you can take the application like our daily what we computer. That computer is nothing but CPU. CPU is nothing but microprocessor. So there is a difference between CPU and microprocessor. CPU is a discrete device, whereas microprocessor or controllers are integrated devices. So if you replace your CPU with these integrated devices like microprocessor controllers, they are microcomputers. In nowadays, we are having much applications with these computers, and the devices, their handheld computers also we can make there, because by using like Arduino, Raspberry Pi. These are application specific integrated circuits. They are having interfaced with some peripheral devices to make use of uh, designing the real-time applications, and also cloud platforms to analyze and store, because in our systems we cannot store much data. So for that we can take the help of cloud platforms available. And I think you all know the applications, whatever the real-time application that we are enjoying in our daily life, that is smartphones, smart homes, healthcare, even the phones, in agricultural, some smart irrigation systems, optimizing water usage. And the next step like for Internet of Things is industrial IoT, that is IIoT. These are all even in smart cities also. We are smart cities means for traffic management, waste management, and in energy optimization and everything. We are using this IoT that is embedded with the scientific computing. Uh, So this is nothing but IoT with the scientific computing. In this IoT is having many benefits. We are combining, when we are combining IoT with scientific computing, we will have real-time data collection enabling enhanced decision making, automation and scalability, integration of machine learning algorithms. Already we are having some sessions on AI, and to get the cost effective solutions for all these, we can integrate that IoT with scientific computing. And these applications, as we are having energy management applications like this. We are having many applications. And here this figure shows yes, the figure shows that this is a center. We are having a AI activated IoT, and many devices are connected, which are in our real-time applications. So when we are combining IoT with scientific computing, which complement each other by bridging the gap between real-world data collection and advanced computation analysis. So these IoT devices will provide continuous real-time data, while scientific computing process the interprets the data to solve complex problems. Okay, this is an overview of architecture of IoT. Just you see here, we are having sensors, actuators. Just a minute. So this is nothing but architecture of IoT. This figure shows architecture here. At the three steps we are having: the edge, the network, and the cloud. See here in the edge we are having sensors, actuators, controllers, which forms the logic for our requirement. And this internet and cloud will use it for data storing, analyzing, for security purposes, and everything we will use this. Here the HMI is nothing but human machine interface, means which connects the physical devices with the internet. Okay. So these are the components of scientific computing, of IoT for scientific computing, that is sensors, as we have just now seen in the picture. And microcontrollers and microprocessors, Arduino Uno, Node MCU, Raspberry Pi, all these are the popular processors and controllers. And if you can see the examples of these are the devices, I have said, no, my Arduino, this is one handheld computing board. Similarly, ESP Node MCU, which uses ESP8266 and Raspberry Pi. All these are the advanced uh, devices which connects the device physical devices to the cloud and internet to form a real-time application, or we can design real-time applications by using all these devices. Okay. Then these are the applications. Like as we want to show some experiments in real time to you. I'm not taking much time to explain everything. We are having so many apps and software, freeware softwares uh, to design the circuits like many means like multi-sim, and we are having some Android applications and Tinkercad, all these applications we can use to implement our designs before developing with the hardwares. So hardware devices working with directly hardware devices will consume money and much time. So before implementing on the direct hardware, we can use this type of software or apps to implement by using implement by circuits implement in software, and then after getting required output we can design the same application in real time. So for that we are so we are giving, we are explaining, we are going to explain some hand-on exercises like LED blink, button control, and sensor interaction, and some live examples we want to show you. Be tuned. And these examples, to run these examples by using Tinkercad, our resource person Satish from Assistant Professor of Centurion in the Department of CSC is uh, in online. So over to you, Satish sir. Please welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity, and thanks to JNTU. Okay. So, good evening, students. So, now I am going to explain some of the problems by using the IoT. See, in IoT means Internet of Things, as ma'am told earlier. So, we will integrate this IoT in our everyday life. So if you see an example like your iron box, simple iron box. So what it will do, it will automatically shut off when it reaches a certain temperature. So basically IoT is defined into two types. First one is sensing and second one is manual. Sensing means when it reaches to a certain condition, automatically it shut off the powers. So like if you see when you are entering malls, so what it will happen? So when you are nearby the doors will automatically open. There they will place some IR sensors and ultrasonic sensors. So by using these all sensors, we can easily automate the what are the things we are using. We can easily automate by using these sensors. So I will tell you a simple example. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. See, you can see it is a Arduino, it is a one type of microcontroller. So basically in our students projects, we mostly use three types of controllers. that is Arduino Uno, and another one is ESP8266, and third one is Raspberry Pi. So I will tell you the, just one line regarding this. What are the differences between these controllers? So initially, Raspberry Pi will tell you regarding the. It means if you want to do some normal projects, we can easily use Arduino Uno. So when coming to the ESP8266, that is nothing but Node MCU. It contains a built-in Wi-Fi module. So if you want to transfer a data from one device to another device, so it should we need to connect to the internet. So in the Arduino Uno, they won't provide any Wi-Fi modules. So we need to connect an external Wi-Fi module to the Arduino. So, so in ESP8266, there is already in a inbuilt Wi-Fi module is there. So by using this, we can easily directly connect it to the internet by using the Node MCU. See, let's see. I will show. So you can see my screen. It is a small example that the blinking of LED. Okay. See, this is the Arduino board. I have connected one LED, and also these are the wires, and this resistor is used to decrease the power. And what is the power required to the LED that it will gives to the LED display. See, when you start to write this code, we want a Arduino IDE software. So this is a online virtual platform which is used to do some small projects without having hardware. You can easily do these projects by using the software. So simply it is Arduino board. I have connected a LED, and one node is connected to the ground and another one node is connected to the pin 13. So you can see we need to write a code for this. See, in this it is a C++ code. See, I have written the pin number 30. So that means I need to, the data will be sent to the LED by using this pin. So once we write this code, so when we start simulation, then so when we start the simulation, see, you can see the LEDs blinking. But see what I have written the code. So delay is 1 second, means it will lights up the for every 1 second it will this shows the code. So like that we will use different types of sensors and actuators to do several tasks. So I will show you another example. See, this is a security system. So that means this is a PAI sensor. So PAI sensor means it is like so basically it is one type of IR sensors which emits light waves when I will start simulation. See. So this is the range of the PAI sensor. So like when the person is entered, see, the buzzer will be give some sound, and also the LED will be blinks. So that means so this is the you can see this is the range of the PAI sensor. When a person has entered into this area, so automatically the buzzer will rings and also the LED will be glow on. So by that we can easily identify as someone has entered into our place. So it is mostly used in our homes or in some industries and somewhere. So because when a person has entered in this area, so automatically the buzzer will be give some sound and also the LED will be blinks. So like that we can develop a different types of projects by using this all these sensors. So initially the main components of the IoT is sensors and actuators as well as the microcontrollers. So sensors is nothing but the which is gives the input to the controller. See, means you can see this PAR sensor. So what it will do? So when a person has enters, it automatically sends the signal to the controller. So once the controller has received the signal, then it automatically gives the buzzer sound and also the light will be blinks. So it will become it has a it will become a actuator, because when a person has entered, we can easily know by using this system. So like that we in the real world examples there will be different types of real world examples are there. So like in environmental monitoring and as well as the retails and transport and smart homes, smart cities, like that. See, in environmental monitoring, the IoT devices plays a crucial role. Like in if you want to test a water, whether it is good or bad, so what we will do, we simply put a TDS meter or pH value meter in that water, and automatically the value will be displayed on that certain point. And also for air quality monitoring, we use some sensors like MQ2, MQ3, like MQC series. So these all sensors are used to identify the which is the whether the air quality is good or bad. So you can see in nowadays in Delhi and the most of the popular cities having facing the low air quality index. How they will know? Because they will put some, so they will put some sensors. So by using these MQT sensors, what they will do, simply they will analyze the gas. So whether it is the the percentage of the oxygen, percentage of the nitrogen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, there will be different types of gases are there. So by using these MQ series sensors, they they will know the what is the air quality index. So there are also in environmental monitoring, we can easily get the weather updates. So when you open your mobile app, there will be mentioned that this is the temperature and this is the humidity. How we will know? Because of there was a sensor called DHT11 sensor. See, you can see this is the DHT11 sensor which is having a thermostat and the humidity. So this sensor collects the humidity and temperatures in the at certain conditions. So it will these sensors will be placed in different types of places, and this will be the readings will be, so the readings will be displayed in the see, I will show you. I will show you one architecture. See, you can see the architecture of IoT. So here what it will call. So this is the main architecture of the. So this means the edge. So in the edge, what it will have, there will be a different types of sensors, actuators, and will be and the controls. So let's take an example of the weather forecasting system. See, in weather forecasting, what it will happen. So the weather, there will be different types of places are there in our cities and like that in our districts are there. So here what it will do, so it collects the weather data from each and every field. See, in your when you open your weather app, you can see the temperature and humidity of a in New Delhi and also Visakhapatnam. So you can see different types of places. You can easily identify the what are the temperatures and what is the humidity. So everything will be there. So what it will do. So let's take a. It is a. Let's take this is a city A and this is city B and this is city C. What it will do? It initially collects the temperatures and humidity. What are the conditions there in that certain place. So this is the edge means it will only collect the data. So here we call as a HMI. HMI is nothing but human machine interface. So HMI is nothing but it acts as a bridge between as well as the what are the devices all are connected here and well the internet. So see, when you open a app, so it will see here what it will happen. So initially these are the different types of places where the weather data will be collected. See here, so let's assume this is a city A and city this is city B and this is city C. So all this data will be stored in the cloud. So with the help of the network. So here HMI means so human machine interface. So it is a system that where we can operate the see in that weather station what it we will get the different types of inputs like temperature, humidity, air quality index as well as the wind speed and everything. So this HMI is used to display the what are the data is collected from these sensors and it will shows the display will be here. So it's like a interaction between the humans and the machines, and this is the edge gateway. So edge gateway is nothing but like our routers and the cellular networks, so like that Wi-Fi routers. So what it will do, it connects the data from, so what are the data which is collected from these all these cities will be sent by using the network. So you have seen the network, there will be different types of communication technologies. So mostly we will use the internet only. So we can where we are with the internet, we can easily access the internet by using like Wi-Fi routers and the cellular networks. So once it is connected to the internet, it automatically sends the data to the cloud compute and storage is nothing but the cloud. So you can hear the word the cloud. The cloud means it will store the most of the amount of data. See, you can, when you see, when you open your weather app, so you can easily say that for the next day, and it will say that what is the sunrise and what is the sunset. How can they know? So these, all these sensors, what it will do, so all this data will be uh, stored in the cloud. So by using these data, it will
see.
Yeah. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Okay, listen. So here we can see different types of places where we can connect these IoT devices. So this is a wireless connection. Means in hill areas, what we give, there will be no internet and there will be a no what are the we no need to place the weather stations. By using wireless technologies, we can easily collect the weather data by using these wireless technologies. Okay. See, these are the three types of processors. So this is the Arduino, I said earlier. So this is the ESP8266 node MCU. So we can send the data by using this node MC directly. It will connect to the Wi-Fi. And also the Raspberry Pi, it is used for the most complex problems. So if we want to upload a code, so for ESP8266 and Arduino, we need a software called Arduino IDE. For in Raspberry Pi, what we will call it acts like a micro controller. So we no need to add any softwares. So we can easily, you can see these ports. So we can easily connect the USB. By using the USB ports, you can easily connect the mouse and the keyboard, and also we can directly connect it at the Ethernet. So we can also get the output by using this micro HDMI ports. See, so see, there will be some micro HDMI ports. By using these ports, what we can directly connect this to the computer or like a monitor. So we can easily write the code in that only. So it works like a mini CPU. So like that we can easily use these IoT devices in a various manners. So I will show you one real world example like a weather station. So in weather station, what we will do, so it collects the temperature data and humidity data and wind speed, everything. So I'm already said about the DHT11 sensor, which is used to detect the temperature and the humidity. See, I will show you. Okay. So see, you can change the, if the temperature has decreased or increased, then automatically it will show the temperature and also the humidity. So by using this, you can do different types of projects like machine learning, and you can add machine learning algorithms and cybersecurity algorithms. By using these algorithms, we can enhance the IoT into a higher version. See, here I have used a DHT11 sensor. So it collects the temperature and humidity data. So we can also add different types of components for this, and it can be displayed to the LCD board. See, this is the DHT11 sensor. So if any electronic component should be work, so it need to a power supply. So it comes a ground and VCC as well as the data. So initially it sends the power supply, and also what is the, by using this wires, so automatically this process will collect the temperature data. So and that temperature data will be stored in the cloud, and also it will be displayed in the LCD board. So like this, there will be a different types of IoT applications by in our real life, and also smart homes, smart cities, as well as the Wi-Fi controlled LEDs, and also automatic traffic lights. So what are the different types of components? So everything will be connected to the internet only. So initially, the day by day, we are the technology become evolution. So and also based upon this, that we will use the more IoT device to simplify the work. So when you are using a like Bluetooth earbuds, it is also an one type of IoT device. So what it will do, it the communication technology which is used in the Bluetooth is Bluetooth. So by using this Bluetooth communication technology, we can sense the data from one device to another device. Like in daily life, you will use debit cards, ATM cards, and credit cards. So it will use the NFC, like near field communication technology. So and also the, you can see the toll gates, when the vehicle enters, the automatically the door will be, what is the toll gate was there, it will automatically opens, and it validates the RFID tags. So the vehicle contains the RFID tags, which contains the vehicle information. So like that, we will use IoT in a different types of patterns, and by using the, for complex problems, we can easily use the IoT to detect the uh, most crucial problems.
Yes, dear students, as time is running fast, we are concluding the session. And thank you very much, Satish. Thank you very much, Satish, sir, for your wonderful exploration of projects, simple projects to the a sample example. Thank you very much, sir. So, students, if you're having any doubts, please post in the group, in the chat box. There are many apps. This Tinkercad, I already shared the link in the chat box. Just you export that link. If you're having any doubts, please ping us. We are ready to support you in all the way. And thank you very much for your wonderful participation and patience listening. Thank you, dear all students. Now I would like to welcome our Professor G. Jayasamma ma'am, registered JNTU GV, to address the gathering.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am.
Yeah. A very good evening to all the students who has participated in this 2-day online workshop, Computing for Freshers. I hope that all of you have gained some insights regarding the computation of various domains of computer science and engineering. And I hope this workshop has given you some idea regarding the pathway about the how you can proceed and in what area you can gain the expertise. So in order to get some awareness and insights about the computer science and engineering and various latest technology, we have organized this workshop. And I especially thank the organizer, that is Hama Madam, the coordinator of skill development cell, and our resource persons who has delivered uh, various topics. The first topic we had is design thinking by Bonusri Madam, and another topic which I have been delivered regarding artificial intelligence, and Bindu Madam has given the mathematical foundation for computer science students. And today we had problem solving and algorithms, web design, and pathway of computing, as well as network security and scientific experiments, which was dealt by Hama Madam. So here we not only focusing that to organize this type of workshop, but also we want to share our expertise, what we have want to done regarding the latest technology to you people. So since you are all our first years, from this first year, we will be conducting frequently all the topics that are very new and latest topics, which the not only for the academicians but industry oriented topics or domains or subjects we want to take up. And we request your kind cooperation, as well as your um, um, you people to know all the insights about the various things that we are given. And hope you have enjoyed this 2-day online workshop. All the best. And if you are any doubts regarding this workshop, you can also contact us. We want to give assignment also. Tomorrow we'll post the assignment to all the students, and within one week time you have to submit the assignments. And we want to give some after this session, after this workshop, we will be conducting a quiz. Am I right, Hama Madam?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
Just
for
now I
that,
have shared the links also, ma'am.
yeah. So those students who acquire the first three within short period will give you some appreciation certificates also. So we'll invite these people to our university, and you'll give some appreciation. So I hope you will be utilizing this opportunity, And if you want to know much better, or again, if you want to listen, the YouTube link is also available in the YouTube. You can also refer. So with these words, I conclude, and I thank all the resource persons and university, especially VC madam and resource persons extending their hand in making this workshop a successful and giving a good knowledge to our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your deep exploring all the 2 days sessions and everything. Thank you very much, madam, for your wonderful feedback. And already I have students, participants, I have posted the quiz and attendance feedback forms in the chat box. So please, within half an hour, you have to submit all this. And the same links I will provide in the chat box also. With that, we are wrapping the 2-day online workshop on computing organized by Skill Development Center, JNTU Gurujada Vijayanagaram. And heartfelt thank you to all the participants, speakers, especially Banushree ma'am, Jaisuma ma'am, Bindu Madhuri ma'am, RDDV Shivaram sir, Anil sir, Rajeshwara sir, and Satish sir, for everyone. For sparing your valuable time, our deep gratitude to you all. Thank you very much, all the resource persons and the students and the participants. Without you, this event won't be grand success. Thank you very much for your support and patience listening and making this event a grand success. And especially being a skill development center cell coordinator, I am very much thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor ma'am and Registrar and all other directly or indirectly, many of the staff have supported us a lot. Thank you each and everyone for your extended support. Thank you very much. Hope you have learned some takeaway points from these 2 days. Yeah, if you're having any doubts, sir, we will keep that WhatsApp group in live. If you're having any doubts, you may post. If you want any information further, also you can ask us. Here, the university is ready to serve you. If you are if you want any more programs, please contact us. Definitely, we will do our best. We will try to do our best. Thank you all. Thank you once again for giving this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Suma, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. And my special thanks to Anil sir also. He is the man behind this networking and everything. Thank you very much, sir. Anil sir, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Madam, can I end the meeting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, few minutes, sir. Students will take that links
Okay,
now,
okay.
sir.
Okay.
Or 5 minutes more.